Desi Martinez Promotions presents a fighter's first showcase. Brought to you by Quintana Rum. Live from the beautiful Boeing Center at Techport in San Antonio, Texas. Get ready for an exciting night of world-class boxing. A Desi Martinez promotion.
We welcome you to Boeing Center in Techport, a Fighter's First Management production brought to you by Everlast. Greatness is within. Quintana Rum, our major sponsor tonight. Quintana Rum, choose your spirit. As we welcome you inside, the champ needs no introduction. Two-time former world champion Jessie James Leija alongside. Carolina Teague needs no introduction in her own right as well. And we are proud to bring you live boxing coverage from right here in west side of San Antonio. A lot of folks say west side. No, that's inner west side. Well, if you look at a map, we are west, as west you can get in San Antonio, the old Kelly Air Force Base. This venue, beautiful, been around for a couple of years, opened in 2022. And we are here because it's a bout that is bringing world-class boxing back to San Antonio. The champ knows a thing about world championship boxing, a thing or two. Carolina, big fight fan, combat sports as well. And as we dive into this one, guys, let's talk about the main events here and the fights that we're going to bring you. The headliner, a young man, promising future. He is managed in none other than Freddie Roach. His name, Gio Cabrera, first name Giovanni. His opponent tonight, Ricardo Quiroz. You see Gio, 21 victories. He just has the one loss. Their weights identical. Gio 29, Quiroz at 26, 5'10", 5'9". Cabrera fighting out of Chicago, though he is originally from Seattle. Quiroz out of Oxnard, California, which will be familiar to a lot of you Dallas Cowboy fans because that's where the Cowboys hold training camp every single year. That is the last fight of the night. The second fight features, champ, a young man named Justin Figueroa. His nickname, Just in Time. Why? He hits hard. A young man who has a propensity for knockouts. 25 years old, a good-looking fighter by all accounts, taking on Christian Aguirre. You see the height for Figueroa, 5'10", 153 compared to Christian's 154. 7 victories for Justin Figueroa as they are going to take the ring a couple minutes from now. The first fight of the night features San Antonio. Two San Antonio guys, Sebastian Rodriguez and Bryan Springs. Now this bout that promises to have some fireworks throughout. Sebastian, 23 years old. Bryan, 33 years old. You see there the tail of the tape, 5'10", 5'9", both weighing in at identical 157 pounds at the official weigh-in yesterday at Smoke, Sky Bar, and Barbecue. Those are 3 fights. Before we take you through the undercards, and on this stream you've been able to see the undercard fights that have been streaming. But before we take you that, want to get initial thoughts. Ladies first from Carolina here. When you look at those matchups and those 3 main bouts, what catches your eye most, Carolina? What are you most looking forward to seeing tonight?
You know what? I'm actually looking forward to seeing the 2 guys from San Antonio go at it. Both of these fighters are very family-oriented. Both of them are demanding respect in the city of San Antonio. Anything San Antonio, I'm all for it. And what better way to showcase that than here at DMP Boxing. I'm excited. And
that is our first fight, as aforementioned, of the 3 main card fights. Champs, what are you looking forward to the most tonight?
Well, I like how all the fights are evenly matched. The heights, the age, the reach, and the victories and losses. A lot of these fights are very close, so it's kind of a pick'em type fight. Obviously, there's a couple of guys. The guys that are with Freddie Roach. Freddie Roach is one of the best trainers in the world, and I'm sure he's going to have his fight. But the fighters from Oxnard are known as almost as fighters from San Antonio. They're tough, they're aggressive, they're world champions, and a great city to be from, Oxnard, because there's a lot of great sparring there, being like Freddie Roach's gym.
Can you tell that Carolina and the champ have both done TV before? The champ providing a perfect segue, and he's done color analyst work for ESPN, Showtime as well, and Fox Sports as well, Jessie James Leija. Perfect segue for Freddie Roach. let's be honest. So the fighters here, Freddie Roach, easily the biggest name, but you can say that about most rooms that Freddie Roach might walk into in terms of being the biggest name in the room. And so we bring you a story now on one of the most famed trainers, really, in boxing history, Freddie Roach. In the heart of Los Angeles, there's a place where dreams are born, champions are made. It's called the Wild Card Boxing Club, and at its helm stands Freddie Roach, a man whose name is synonymous with greatness. For decades, Roach has been a beacon of hope for aspiring boxers, a mentor whose wisdom and expertise have transformed countless lives. One of Roach's most significant contributions to the sport was his development of the peekaboo style of boxing, flashed with the ferocity and agility of boxing legend Mike Tyson. This innovative approach revolutionized the way fighters approached the sport and solidified Roach's reputation as a master trainer. From Manny Pacquiao to Miguel Cotto, Roach has molded champions with his unique blend of discipline and dedication. And now, a new chapter in Roach's storied legacy is about to unfold. Gio Cabrera, under the watchful eye of his legendary mentor, steps into the ring to face off against Ricardo Quiroz, a clash of titans, a test of wills between two warriors hungry for victory. And at the center of it all stands Freddie Roach, a living legend whose legacy is etched in the annals of boxing history. The legend continues. This is more than just a fight. It's a testament to the power of perseverance, the triumph of the human spirit. This is the legacy of Freddie Roach. You see the work there Freddie Roach doing with Manny Pacquiao, one of the greats, and Freddie Roach, the legendary trainer of the Pac-Man, and really the two synonymous with each other to a certain extent, Champ, in terms of what he each has meant to each's career.
They both needed each other. The story is, years ago when Manny Pacquiao was in L.A., needed someone to hold his mitts, and he saw Freddie Roach holding mitts and loved the way he did it and asked him, would you hold mitts for me? And they did, and they became friends and training partners, and became his trainer, and the rest is history. But it was purely accidental. He just wanted someone to hold his mitts for him.
Isn't it funny the way things work out? Destined to happen, those two meeting up and then going on to rewrite, as the champ said, literally boxing history. We've had 4 undercards fights already tonight. Let's show them those highlights because it's been an action-packed first 2 hours. And when I say action-packed, I'm not just talking like, hey, let's hype this up. I mean legit action-packed. It started with a heavyweight fight, and as we roll those highlights of the way these first couple of fights really shook out, it's one of those things where the fans have really gotten their money's worth. It started with the only heavyweights on the card, the big boys, if you will. Nicolas Calamaco, right there along the corner. The Pink Panther going against Dariel Sanchez. You see Sanchez facing the camera. Very close fight, and when it was all said and done, it was Sanchez who got the decision in a final decision that kind of surprised us a little bit. The next fight, Isaac Bermea out of right here in San Antonio, looking for his 3rd win in as many fights, wasting no time. That almost the entire fight. It took 52 seconds to beat Komi Nebel. 52, you heard that right. You see that big combination, and then the body shot forcing Nebel to go down. Our 3rd fight, Shariah Moreu against Jessie Clark, making her first fight. And Carolina, that was a fight, as we take it through the highlights, in which the Puerto Rican Shariah wasted no time as well.
Absolutely not. And it was a great women's fight, and both ladies did an amazing job, and she compared herself to Michael Myers because she keeps coming back.
There she is, just on your screen. She kept coming back. She came back again. They've turned the lights on. Now they're back on. Can you tell it's main event? Main event is coming up pretty soon. Our 4th fight of the night was one that we just saw just moments ago. Action-packed as well, especially these first 2 rounds. Boy, if we just showed you the first round and a half, that would be enough to entertain. It was Keith Smith and Robert Castro. Castro constantly on the attack. Keith Smith constantly firing back. When it was all said and done, it was Castro who was able to get the TKO 239 into round 3 to run his record to 2-1. So both fighters early in their career. Keith fighting out of Austin against the young man Roberto, who was fighting for his brother, passed under very, very unfortunate circumstances. In the end, fighting for Ricky, it was Castro who got the win. So as we get set for the main event, guys, your final thoughts on undercard that was very, very exciting.
That doesn't really happen all the time, but where the undercard is just something to just get some time to go by, waiting for the main events and stuff. But every fight has been exciting, short but exciting.
Carolina?
Same, I agree. Short but exciting, and it only makes me more excited and more excited for what's going to happen in the later rounds to come. So I'm excited about it.
So the fourth member of our broadcast, Bobby Mendez, he's going to be in the crowd. Interviews, we'll check in with him throughout the broadcast. They're lowering the lights. I think, I'm not an intelligent person here, but I think that tells me that they're about to start introductions here for our fighters as we get set for the first of the 3 main card fights. Again, the first is 2 San Antonio guys, Sebastian Rodriguez, young man known as Seabass, a young man who comes in really looking to make his mark. Always nice, champ, to fight in front of your hometown fans.
It's always nice, but it's always nerve-wracking too, because they are looking at you. There's more pressure on you to do well at home, so it's a lot more pressure on you as well.
I agree. It makes getting knocked out in your hometown probably isn't a good feeling. And so I'm sure there is a lot of pressure on that.
And so the countdown is on as we set to bring you both fighters entering the ring in the first of the main event, Bryan Springs and Sebastian Rodriguez. So without further ado, the introductions, here we go. First of the main card events set to go, we bring you the walk-ups to the ring.
Desi Martinez Promotions, the Boeing Center at Techport, brought to you by Quintana Rum. San Antonio, make some noise! All right, if we can, please rise for the singing of our national anthem with Texas country recording artist, J.R. Herrera.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight? Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Country music recording artist, J.R. Herrera, providing our national anthem ahead of main event fight number 1. Sebastian Rodriguez, as mentioned, out of San Antonio. Bryan Springs, as mentioned, also out of San Antonio. And so as both fighters set to come into the ring, got a feature here on Sebastian Rodriguez, his road to tonight. And so without further ado, we bring you some insights on Sebastian Rodriguez. In the heart of San Antonio, a tale of resilience and determination unfolds as Texas boxing sensation Sebastian Rodriguez gears up for another defining moment
in his career. Born in Houston but raised on the vibrant streets of San Antonio, Sebastian's journey from adversity to triumph is one that resonates deeply with the community. Raised by hardworking parents who instilled in him the values of perseverance and dedication, Rodriguez attended Southwest High School, where he initially found solace in soccer until a single instance of bullying redirected his path. It was this experience that ignited his passion for boxing, a sport where he found strength, purpose, and a sense of belonging. A single father, Rodriguez's unwavering determination is fueled by his desire to provide a better future for his son. Royce isn't just his motivation, he's the driving force behind every punch Rodriguez throws. His path hasn't been easy. Faced with tough decisions to surround himself with positive influences, he sought guidance from those who genuinely cared about his well-being. Recognizing the need for mentorship, Rodriguez turned to Luis Villarreal, a stern but supportive coach who instilled a championship spirit in and out of the ring. Through hard work and grit, the young fighter has built himself into a two-time national champion and former SA Gold Glove champion. Despite setbacks like rotator cuff surgery, Rodriguez's resilience knows no bounds. Now the beautiful Boeing Center at Techport in San Antonio plays the backdrop as Rodriguez steps into the ring to face Bryan Springs in what promises to be a showdown of epic proportion. For Rodriguez, this fight isn't just about victory in the ring. It's about proving that no obstacle is insurmountable. It's about setting an example for his son and inspiring others with his story of perseverance and courage.
And now set to make his way into the ring to start fight number one of the main event. Bryan Springs, a young man who, as mentioned, is from San Antonio. Bryan coming in, a lot to prove in his corner as he makes his way into the ring. Jose Martinez, Manico Ortega, and Wesley Phillips. Bryan looking to knock off Sebastian Rodriguez in a San Antonio versus San Antonio fight. Peeking his way through the curtain, about to make his way into the ring to start the main event here at the Boeing Techport Center. And here emerging is the man calls himself Be Nice, Bryan Springs, coming into the ring. Bryan, a young man who last fought in November, lost a unanimous decision to Sylvester Quiñones. Before that, a draw back in September against Arturo Ramos. In August, he took on Andre Lambi, lost that unanimous decision. Before that, the same fate against Jarvis Shepard in July. And now, set for Sebastian Rodriguez, a young man whom you just saw featured, Seabass, making his way into the ring. There he is, emerging from the smoke and out of the darkness. A young man who comes in with a perfect 6-0 record. Sebastian Rodriguez fighting out of San Antonio. In his corner, Luis Villarreal, Francisco Echeverria, and Jonathan Palacios. Sebastian, a young man who started fighting in 2021, Most recently, he beat Jesus Maldonado, beat Jorge Hernandez before that.
No nací en cuna de oro, no le jueguen al valiente porque traigo un equipón.
Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, welcome to Boyd Center at Techport in beautiful San Antonio, Texas, the capital city of Tejano music, la capital de la música tejana. This 6-round super welterweight division fight is brought to you by DMP, Desi Martinez Promotions, in association with Fighters First Management, sponsored by Quintana Rum, el primer ron del Caribe Mexicano. Your 3 judges scoring this contest will be Wilfredo Espiron, Angel Mendez Ramos, and Joe Colby. Your referee for tonight, Tyrone Parker. San Antonio, are you ready? Are you ready for the Battle of San Antonio? Introducing first, out of the blue corner, fighting for the great city of San Antonio, Texas. His current record is 3 wins, 12 losses, and 3 draws, with 1 win by way of knockout. He's currently ranked 176 in the United States. He's weighing in officially at 157 pounds. From San Antonio, Texas, let's welcome Bryan "B Nice" Springs. And his opponent in the red corner, also fighting out of the Alamo City. He is currently ranked number 67 in the United States with a perfect record of 6 victories and 0 losses, with 1 win by way of knockout. He's weighing in at 157 pounds. Desde la ciudad de San Antonio, Texas, Sebastian Cibas Rodriguez.
Both fighters now make their way to the center of the ring. Tyrone Parker going over instructions. Let's go to war, says Tyrone Parker, even though both fighters from San Antonio. Judging by the pre-fight reaction, no doubt that Sebastian Rodriguez has the home support here from the fans here at Boeing Techport. It is scheduled for 4 rounds and a matchup that features 2 middleweights. Here we go, set for the opening round, and here we go.
Bryan is from the northeast side of San Antonio, from Sunrise to be exact, and he wanted to let everybody know that his 12 losses are not a true representation of his skills and his record, and he's looking to make a statement tonight and solidify his respect in San Antonio. So he's looking to come out with a win in order to change the narrative that he isn't as great as people, or is as great as people think that he could possibly be.
Yeah, you know, he has those 12 losses, but he's only been stopped twice. So, I mean, he is durable according to his record.
And one thing he did mention about that was that he's been in positions where he's fought all of those 12 fighters and they were all undefeated. Some of them are world champions. So he's always willing to take on a tough fight, even if it comes out with a loss.
Kind of that little hide and seek kind of a style for Bryan, kind of showing his face there and then kind of heading back as Sebastian makes his way in. Now both fighters again toward the corner.
They both of these fighters have a past with each other. They actually sparred back in the day against each other, and according to Bryan, he was able to look in the mirror while he was sparring against him, so he feels like he has an advantage. But Cibas is no joke as well. He's very, very competitive and has trained underneath Rick Huerta Nunez in San Antonio, now with Luis Villarreal in his corner. So the people that have been behind him are well respected in our community, and he's not he's a force to be reckoned with as well.
A little bit of a showboat element to Bryan's game here. Dancing around the ring a little bit, kind of showing his face, some taunting aspects
when you do
here.
that, when that happens, your opponent sometimes wants to try to hit you harder, and sometimes they come into their own punch. They get caught with something silly just because they're trying too hard to hit you.
Sebastian Rodriguez busy right as he has Bryan Springs against the ropes. Bryan trying to get his way out of that. Now fighting back, both
Nice
fighting
turnaround.
at close range.
Body
And champ, that's been kind of through these first 2 minutes of this fight, they've both been in each other's space to start this bout.
Yeah, you see Springs, just very awkward fighter. Reminds you of a fighter named Emmanuel Augustus who fought like that. They call him the drunken master, and it makes you want to punch at him or throw hard punches. I used to spar with Emmanuel Augustus. Very hard fighter to hit. Kind of same style.
See a lot of movement for Springs, moving that chin in and out. Sebastian taking his shots.
He was able to come out of the ropes earlier, and it just shows his versatility as far as being very quick on his feet. He's also a very smooth fighter, according to what he's described to me. But also, Seabass as well has been putting up a good fight as well.
Well, there's the bell to end round number 1, a round which, from a casual observance, I'd say a lot of punches thrown, not a lot really connected.
Exactly. Seabass is, I'm not Seabass, I'm sorry. Springs is really worried about his defense, but he's not throwing anything back in offense. And, I mean, if you're not throwing punches, you're not going to win the round.
Carolina, your thoughts on this? I'm sorry, Jeff, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I'm
Finish
saying
your thought.
your best defense is your offense, and you need to throw some offense in there.
Carolina, your thoughts here on this opening round?
The same thing, and I know he's probably might be a little bit focused on that. His goal was to make Seabass miss, but in the same time, he also needs to remember that there's offense that he needs to be implementing into his game plan. But again, Seabass is 6-0. He said that his boxing IQ sets him apart, and we don't know what to expect coming in the next rounds.
Gonna have to dig into that boxing IQ because so far Springs very unorthodox and looking to cause problems here for Seabass. A right hand that sees the sweat coming off of Springs' body. More sweat coming toward us. Seabass there kind of waiting, biding his time, trying to get inside of Springs.
Seabass, an orthodox fighter. Springs is a southpaw.
Shot by their Springs there. Carolina was going to say gets him with the left hand.
Springs switched from righty to lefty, and he's doing better as a lefty right now. Backing up Sebastian against the ropes.
When a fighter switches like that on you, champ, what's on the other side of it, how do you handle that approach?
A lot of times they switch because they're not doing well what they were doing before, so they want to switch to see if something changes. Because they're not having luck the first way.
Sebastian easily the aggressor so far through this first round and minute into round number 2.
Oh,
Springs with a left hand.
Yeah. Springs look at him like, I caught you. Look at his face. I hit you. I landed something.
In a sense,
uppercut I think it grazed.
Just missed him.
Missed him, but not by much.
But see, stuff like that. Now Sebastian's kind of worried about something coming back. Sebastian has good defense, though.
Hey, Springs giving Sebastian a target, but then moving away quickly.
You see Springs showboating and
there's the dancing.
The dancing. It's
moving those hips. Right hand misses. Now both against the ropes. Tyrone Parker letting him go.
Sebastian's nice and calm in there, not doing anything crazy. He's not falling into that craziness that Smith wants him to fight. I'm sorry, Springs.
Bryan with a couple of left-handed shots there as the two were clinched in together.
One thing I like, though, Springs is having a good time in the ring.
No doubt.
Yeah, he definitely is.
Yeah.
And now it's Sebastian with a little flurry. Don't know if anything there was solid, but a couple of shots.
Now, Jesse, you said earlier that the showboating can oftentimes make your opponent want to hit you a little bit harder, and I'm seeing that in this next round. He seems like it's making him upset to where he's being a little bit more aggressive this time around.
Yeah, because you think the guy's showboating with you. Or
It's all incredible, and then getting Champ's insight on how that might affect these fighters it's been really interesting. Now, Champ, I have another question for you in regards to the showboating. Why would he be showboating if he knows that that's going to possibly upset his opponent?
It's a mental game. Even if you like, it's like you can't touch me. You're playing tag, you can't touch me, you can't hit me. So you want to try harder and harder, and hopefully, like that.
Left-handed shot there for Springs.
Exactly.
Sebastian walked right into it, Champ.
You walked right into it because you don't expect that. It's expected and unexpected.
Big miss for Springs. And now he's looking, and now he's definitely showboating, saying, where are you throwing it at? Sebastian coming in harder. Action picking up.
And that goes back to his game plan where he
wanted. It's a mental game, guys. Yeah. It's a mental game.
And he wanted to make Seabass hit it, make a miss, and that's exactly what he's been doing. And he's been
entertaining
it even more now in round 3. It's been entertaining for us.
He's entertaining.
But for Seabass, I can see how it could make him very upset.
Sebastian, little combination, a couple of body shots there, fighting back, trying not to let the taunting get the best of him.
Boxing has been Sebastian's entire life. He started at 13 years old, and he went to Southwest Legacy High School right here on the south side of San Antonio, and he played multiple sports, soccer, swim, tennis, cross country, but not because he liked those sports. It's because they all conditioned him to be a better boxer in the ring. So everything he did growing up was because of the sport of boxing, and he has a deep passion for this sport.
And now he's going inside Carolina, a couple of shots. He makes Bryan Springs walk away. Another shot, right hand, missed with a couple.
Fantastic defense by Springs so far, but
Bryan not doing the showboating he was just moments ago. A little bit more serious now against the ropes on our side. Little left-handed shot for Springs. And Tyrone Parker saying, no, back of the head there.
Yep, hitting behind the ear.
We go under a minute in what's easily been the most action-packed round of the fight so far. Springs are a couple body shots. Sebastian answering. Bryan now throwing some.
Both fighters have been going at each other and not stopping as far as their aggression is concerned.
Sebastian fighting back.
Nice punches. Springs got caught. He got caught on that.
Springs up against the corner. Took a right hand, then a left hand. Back in the center of the ring. We're under 10 seconds here in round number 3.
Springs getting a little bit more. Oh, God, nice right hook. Springs is getting a little sloppier now. And tired and fatigued.
There's the bell, and you wonder how much of that, too, has to do with the fact that he was caught a couple of times,
Yeah.
champ, and it also stunts the showboating a little bit.
You know, exactly, but a lot of that is, you think that your defense is so good and you can showboat, but you can't showboat your way through someone punching you and trying to, if I throw 50 punches at you, I'm going to hit you a few times.
Just a couple. The question is how many of those are going to connect at the extent to which you want to connect them.
Exactly.
Or
yeah.
long game, have the effect to you're wearing the opponent down.
Yeah, so, Sebastian's just letting his hands go, but that makes him work harder trying to get away. So he's getting fatigued because he's trying to slip every punch coming at him.
How did you see this third round, champ?
I thought Sebastian did well in this round. Bryan is just getting tired and getting fatigued, backing up a little bit more. I saw him, he's kind of upset with himself because he knows he's tired now.
This is the fourth and final round of a fight that's been fun to watch so far. Two middleweights going at it. Bryan Springs and Sebastian Rodriguez.
Nothing short of entertaining. This fight has been fun to watch. Two guys from San Antonio trying to prove what they bring to the city, trying to establish their legacies, trying to establish their presence, and a lot of entertainment in the middle. It's been fun.
Right hand by Bryan Springs.
Counter hook by Sebastian. Sebastian's trying to maintain his composure throughout the fight, though. Even showing some defense. Yeah. Oh, nice.
A left hand there by Sebastian. It stops Springs in his tracks. Springs the head going backward now. This could be trouble. He's against the corner.
Things seem to get a lot more serious right now in this fourth round.
Fourth and final round. Sebastian's letting it all go.
Now
he wants
the
a knockout.
shots.
He
now
wants
the
a
shot
knockout.
connecting, champ.
Yep.
Right hand just missed.
He wants a knockout.
Now, it does seem that Springs is a bit fatigued. Do you think the 10-year age difference might have something to do with that?
Well, he's been moving around a lot. He's been moving a lot, moving his head, moving his legs, ducking and dodging. So it's too fatigued to do all that.
And it's been obvious that his defense has been really good throughout the night. But
Yeah.
as you said before, he also needs to throw punches.
Yep.
Another shot there.
Mouthpiece flies out.
Mouthpiece on the ring canvas. And now it's Tyrone Parker who comes over to Bryan Springs. All right, back at it.
Oh.
Big shot.
Wow, what a straight left hand.
Bryan Springs coming out with a vengeance. Sebastian fighting back. Rodriguez against the corner. Both these fighters fighting like it's the final rounds of this bout.
This fight has been nothing short of electric. Both fighters putting
Well,
it all in the
there
ring.
was a headbutt a few seconds ago.
Center of the ring, Springs takes a shot with that left hook. Sebastian trying to catch him with his own left hook. Big right, didn't connect.
Wow.
Both now in their center of the ring. Round number 4 of 4 between these two middleweights.
Bryan just smothering Sebastian. Oh,
my
good
Left
straight
hand there.
Yep.
Left hook.
Body shot. by
Another
Sebastian.
left hand for Springs.
Body
The right
shot.
hand, he missed on that one though.
Oh,
Left hand
left hand.
connects. Right to the chin of Sebastian. Rodriguez throws his own overhand left. It misses. Right hand, left hand.
Wow, hard punch by both fighters.
Now both fighters up against our ring. There's the final bell.
Wow, what a fight.
Sebastian Rodriguez climbing the rope. He thinks he's remained undefeated and will go to 7-0. Bryan Springs back in his corner. I'm sure he's saying, hey, this will not be a 13th loss.
I'm going to tell you something. Bryan Springs let it all hang out in the last 30 seconds of the round. He knew he was behind.
So, guys, with this one complete, you're the experts. You tell me. I'm going to guess this one's kind of tough to call. Or am I wrong here?
I'm going to say Sebastian won the fight, maybe all 4 rounds. but Bryan just fought like a dog. He just kept coming, and that made it entertaining. But like we said earlier, he was throwing punches but not landing punches.
So do you give
They
him
both
the
were
edge?
doing that, but they both were doing that.
Yes.
You're right. They're both throwing a lot of punches, not a lot of punches being landed, but Sebastian was more calm throughout the fight, more aggressive, doing more of the things he wanted to do. Bryan was just really trying to not get hit by any punches and slipping a lot and made himself tired as well.
So do you give the edge to Sebastian simply because, and maybe simply is the wrong way to put it, but because he was busier?
Busier, doing more things that he wanted to do. I think Bryan was just really focusing on not getting hit. More defense, but not offense. We talked about that. Throw punches back at your opponent.
Carolina, how'd you see this one?
You know what? Honestly, my hands are in the air. This is a tough call for me. I enjoyed the fight, so I don't know what to say. I'm actually going to leave it up to the judges.
And they would say, well, that's all that matters in the end because we have the power of the scorecard.
Yep.
And so as we await the judges' score, Carolina mentioned the age difference between these two. Bryan, 33 years of age coming in. You talked, Carolina, about maybe fatigue playing a factor at some point as this bout went into the later rounds. It went the full 4. He's 33 compared to Southwest Legacy grad Sebastian Rodriguez, who's only 23.
Yeah, the fatigue settled in. You could kind of tell as far as from my vantage point. But to be honest, they both put on a great fight, and I'm excited to see what the judges are going to say. I want to see who's going to come out on top and who's going to show that they're here to stay in San Antonio.
Referee Tyrone Parker signaling both fighters to come to the center of the ring, and we send it to our ring announcer, Roberto Lopez, to read off the official results. Let us know who won.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds here inside Bowling Center at Techport in San Antonio, Texas, we go to the judges' scorecard for the official decision. Judges belong scores at 40-36. Judge Mendez Ramos scores at 39-37. And Judge Komi scores at 40-36. And your winner by unanimous decision and still undefeated, Sebastian
There you go, champ.
Yeah.
Sebastian Rodriguez runs his record to 7-0. Carolina Teague has made her way ringside. She is set to interview the young man from Southwest Legacy who just ran his record to 7-0. And as you see them pose for pictures, you see Carolina there off to the side, Sebastian. A well-deserved victory lap, if you will, in the form of a picture. And here's Carolina with Sebastian Rodriguez.
Win. You said to me earlier that your boxing IQ was going to be the advantage that you had coming into this fight. What was your impression of tonight?
All respects to my opponent. He came and brought a strong, hard fight. And, I was just a better man tonight, but all props to his team and my opponent.
You said you wanted to be a boxer that is going to make an impact in the city of San Antonio, and you want to set yourself apart and become a legend down the line. What is next for you?
We're going to see come June, take on another undefeated fighter. I ain't going to say too much right now, no names, but just know I'm coming for everything in San Antonio. And around the world, soon they will know my name around the world.
One last question. You said that your motivation for tonight's fight was your son. What does family mean to you, and what does the city of San Antonio mean to you?
It means everything. Shout out to my baby boy Royce at home watching me through the screen. I love you, son. Shout out to my family here being with me. This camp was very hard with me and my family, but God made the impossible possible, and he brought us back together. All glory to God.
Congratulations, Sebastian.
Thank you very much, and God bless everyone. Thank you to Desi Promotions and Ferocious Boxing Gym. And thank you to my coaches, Louis, Francisco, and John, for a strong, hard camp. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sebastian Rodriguez remaining undefeated, talking about the motivation that his son provides, a reason for everything he does, and wanting to establish his legacy as a fighter here in San Antonio. Now 7-0, early in his career, champ, but on the right path. 7-0 after this victory against an unorthodox fighter like Bryan Springs.
Unorthodox fighter, but he had a lot of fights. He had 15, 16 fights. That means he was in the ring at least 7 to 8 times more than Sebastian was. So that's a good experience for Sebastian to fight someone with that type of experience. And that's why I went the distance probably as well. But yeah, just give him these fighters that are going to make him improve in the ring. Challenge him all the time. Don't just give him easy fights, but challenge him, make him get better. That's the only way you can get better is by fighting better guys.
And so with that, Sebastian Rodriguez, as mentioned, Seabass, keeping that record perfect. Carolina back with us. We're going to allow her to get settled. No rush, Carolina. Great job going in there, getting that interview there with Seabass. What struck you there about being with him just moments after he was able to get that big win?
What struck me is that he's really sweaty.
Aside from the obvious, right? It's like, duh.
But you know what makes me the happiest that the crowd loves him. The city of San Antonio, it's obvious he has a fan base behind him, and that's what I love about San Antonio is that this is a huge boxing community right here, and to see everybody show up here in San Antonio and be excited for Sebastian and support him with his motivation to impact the city and become a future legend like the champ with us is very inspiring to watch, so I'm looking forward to seeing how his future holds.
So one fight of the main card now in the books. We've still got 2 more. It caps off with Gio Cabrera going up against Ricardo Quiroz. Gio, as we talked about at the beginning of the broadcast, trained by the legendary Freddie Roach, who of course is here with us tonight. Coming up next, though, is a fight that features Justin Figueroa, kid who hits hard, against Christian Aguirre. That will be on the other side. Let's step aside. We're getting set here. 2 more fights to go as we continue our coverage from right here at the Boeing Tech Port in a card that's brought to you by Desi Martinez Promotions, sponsored by Quintana Rum. It is a Fighters First Showcase. We're going to see you on the other side.
Welcome to the enchanting world of Quintana Rum, the pride of the Mexican Caribbean. For generations, we've upheld the sacred tradition of crafting premium rum that captivates the senses and transports you to paradise. With Quintana Rum, patience is our virtue. Each drop is aged for 5 years, infusing it with rich spices, subtle notes of coffee, and the pure essence of Mexican sugarcane. It's time to savor the taste of paradise. Quintana Rum. Choose your spirit.
When you're hit by a motor vehicle, there's nobody that tells you that there's most likely going to be $1 billion insurance company protecting the driver that just hit you. It's a mistake to play in traffic, just like it's a mistake to go against an auto insurance company all alone. When you get into a car crash, don't fight the $1 billion auto insurance companies alone. If you've been injured in a car crash, call Martinez and Associates today at 210-337-1111.
A Fighter's First Showcase, also brought to you by SA Coalition Veterans of Foreign Wars,
Alpha Digital,
the Desi Martinez Law Firm, and Superior Tax Service.
We welcome you back here to the Boeing Center, Techport, Carolina Teague, Jessie James Leja, the 2-time world champ. We just saw the first bout of the main card. 2 San Antonians going at it. Bryan Springs going against Sebastian Rodriguez. Sebastian getting the unanimous decision in a fight, champ, that went the way that you saw it. You saw that, yes, Springs had his moments, but you mentioned you wouldn't be surprised if Sebastian won all 4 rounds, or if not 3 of the 4, and that's the way the judges saw it.
Yeah, because I mean, he looked good at points, but it was real spotty. It was just, you know, throw a flurry of punches and stop and get on defense. And Sebastian just kept calm and cool and kept going forward, throwing his punches and doing well. He stayed very nice for a fighter with 6 fights.
Mr. Bo, I'm talking to our producer and our director back in the control room. Are the highlights ready for this first fight, from this first fight? Highlights, are they ready and are they good to go? All right, let's show them those clips. We just saw it, but the recap of Sebastian Rodriguez's unanimous decision over Bryan Springs. There's Sebastian coming in, fighting out of San Antonio. Bryan Springs also out of the Alamo City. First fight, as mentioned, of the main card, and we saw a lot of this early on. Bryan Springs dodging, weaving, even when Sebastian would hit him, he'd kind of throw that chin out there, and then Sebastian eventually came back the aggressor for the better part of the night, and then eventually he wore down Bryan Springs to the point where the mouthpiece came flying out there. A good shot there in that third round, to the point, Carolina, where you saw the showboating stop a little bit on Bryan's end.
Yeah, in the later rounds, the showboating completely stopped, especially the fourth round. You could tell that the fatigue was settling in, and he was actually taking the fight. Well, he was taking the fight seriously the whole time, but the showboating ended.
Boxing event. So big shout out to everybody that has helped contribute to this atmosphere.
Welcome to the enchanting world of Quintana Rum, the pride of the Mexican Caribbean. For generations, we've upheld the sacred tradition of crafting premium rum that captivates the senses and transports you to paradise. With Quintana Rum, patience is our virtue. Each drop is aged for 5 years, infusing it with rich spices, subtle notes of coffee, and the pure essence of Mexican sugarcane. It's time to savor the taste of paradise. Quintana Rum. Choose your spirit.
When you're hit by a motor vehicle, there's nobody that tells you that there's most likely going to be $1 billion insurance company protecting the driver that just hit you. It's a mistake to play in traffic, just like it's a mistake to go against an auto insurance company all alone. When you get into a car crash, don't fight the $1 billion auto insurance companies alone. If you've been injured in a car crash, call Martinez and Associates today at 210-337-1111.
All right, after that short commercial break, now we're ready for Justin Figueroa. And so without further ado, the insights onto one of the main fighters of this second fight of our main event, Justin Figueroa.
Born and raised in Atlantic City, Justin Figueroa's early years were marked by adversity. Bullied by his peers, he found himself facing constant challenges and struggles. It was at the age of 5 that Figueroa discovered boxing, thanks to his father's guidance. In the ring, he found more than just a sport. He found solace, strength, and a way to stand up for himself. With each punch thrown, Figueroa transformed his pain into power, his fear into fuel. Boxing became his escape, his sanctuary, and his path to redemption. Despite facing setbacks and challenges, Figueroa refused to be defined by his circumstances. With unwavering determination, he rose above the bullying and emerged stronger than ever before. Today, Figueroa stands as a testament to the power of resilience and perseverance. With each fight, he not only showcases his skills in the ring, but also inspires others to overcome their own obstacles. As Figueroa prepares to battle in San Antonio, Texas, he carries with him the lessons he learned from his past. He fights not only for victory, but also to inspire others to find their strength and courage. Tonight, Figueroa looks to continue to defy the odds and looks to continue to write his own story of triumph and perseverance.
And so, in our previous fight, we saw Sebastian Rodriguez just improve to 7-0.
Yes.
Justin Figueroa, 7-0 coming into this fight. A young man, like a lot of other young fighters who are working their way up, champ. A young man who really looking to make his mark, and he thinks this fight here against a good opponent like Aguirre can provide that for him. And so Justin, young man, officially, he's a fighter who you look at him and you go, promise. But as you would tell anybody, there's a lot more that goes into that in terms of potential. Eventually, somebody's got to make that happen.
Yeah, and he has 7 fights, and you're just beginning. You're just at the beginning of your career, and now you start picking up your opponents start getting better and better and better, and now you have to really test yourself, like where can I get, how much better can I get than what I am right now? So that's a lot of time in the gym, a lot more training, a lot more doing your homework every single day, not just getting through it, but the guys get better. They get better. They hit harder. They're faster. They're strong. It's like, think about basketball. From high school to college to NBA or pro, semi-pro. They get better and better, and you have to keep up.
As you anticipate this fight, Carolina, is there a thing you're looking forward to the most in this fight between Figueroa and Aguirre?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Justin Figueroa sticking with his word that he's looking for a knockout tonight. He explained to me earlier, I want a knockout. I want to see if a knockout happens.
And so with Justin Figueroa set to come out, it appears that we are set for both to make their way into the ring. Christian Aguirre, fighting out of the blue corner, is set to make his way first. And so here, making his way into the ring, is a young man, comes in fighting out of Salt Lake City, Utah. He's 8-10 for his career. Half of his 8 wins have come by knockout. So a young man who shows some power at times, half his fights to be exact.
Yeah.
And as he makes his way into the ring, Christian escorted there by Mario Martinez Gomez in his corner. And Christian looking to, when you look at the records, champ, would look to be an upset. He's 8-10 coming in. Figueroa, as we talked about, hasn't lost.
Yeah, I know. And, you would think Figueroa may just come by and just, shoot him out of the water and just really do well. But this guy still has 18 fights. And so, it's a little bit more experience there. But, these guys are tough because he has 10 losses. I always say the guys with lost 10 or 15 or 20 losses are the toughest guys because they know they may lose. They know that they can get knocked out and they still step into the ring.
And they
that's
keep
the tough
coming
guy.
out. They keep coming out anyway, right?
That's
Kim?
the tough guy, yeah.
Now making his way into the ring, the aforementioned Justin Figueroa, known as Just in Time, makes his way, looking to stay undefeated early on in his career, run his record to 7-0. As he gets set to make his way into the ring, looking at a resume that includes a win over Jerome Clayton in mid-December. Won that by knockout. Previous fight was in July, unanimous decision over Jeff Lentz. May of last year, he beat Antoine McCullough, TKO, over in Atlantic City. Beat Manuel Moreu, and you see him checking out his supposed watch, fitting his name of Just in Time as he makes his way into the ring. Before that aforementioned win against Manuel Moreu, which came by technical knockout, he beat Raheem Cook back in February of last year. That a win by TKO. Jeremiah Kendrick, TKO, back in November of 2022. And he beat Tavares Smith, also by knockout, in August of 2022. So we'll look at the Justin Figueroa slate. He's got wins by knockout, technical knockout, technical knockout, technical knockout, technical knockout, unanimous decision, and knockouts. He's got some power, champ.
Yeah, he's in there to knock out somebody. Yeah, like I said earlier, you get paid the same way, whether it's a first round knockout or a 10-round fight. It's the same pay.
Justin, one of those guys that's not interested in a full day's work, right? If you can get it done in a couple hours and then go home and relax, get it done in a couple of hours. Talking about Aguirre, and he's looking to break what's been a tough losing streak for him. His last several fights, John Bryan lost, Matthew Rodriguez lost, Alan Emmanuel Castano lost, Leonardo Ruiz lost, Larry Gomez, Manny Powell, Andreas Kutsurakas. You have to go all the way back to October of 2018, his last win against Joey Alday Jr., our ring announcer.
Wow.
Roberto Lopez takes it from here.
five-time world champs, San Antonio Spurs. Go Spurs, go! Next 6 rounds, middleweight division. Fight is brought to you by DMP, Jessie, Martinez Promotion. In association with Fighters First Management. And sponsored by Quiroz. Two ligas to Espíritu. Your 3 judges going this contest will be Wilfredo Espiron, Angel Mendez Ramos, and Joe Komi. And your referee for tonight, Tyrone Parker. Fight fans, are you ready? It's fixing to go down in San Antonio! Introducing first, out of the blue corner, fighting from Salt Lake City, Utah, with a record of 8 wins and 10 losses. With 4 wins by way of knockout, he is weighing in at 154. Desde Guadalajara, Mexico, Cristian El Toro Aguirre. And fighting out of the red corner, he is currently ranked number 67 in the United States with a perfect record, 7-0, with 6 wins by way of knockout. Weighing officially at 153 from Atlantic City, New Jersey. Please welcome Justin Time Figueroa.
Tyrone Parker, our referee, taking both fighters through the usual instructions. We get set for our second bout of the main event. Justin Figueroa, 7 wins, 6 by knockouts. Explosive young fighter. We'll see what he has in store for Christian Aguirre, nicknamed El Toro.
Jessie, you had mentioned earlier that just because he has 10 losses under his belt, Christian Aguirre shouldn't be somebody that you think could be an easy fight. Somebody like him could have more experience under their belt, and that's exactly what he said to me earlier today. He said that basically as he got bigger physically, he took more risk, and he was willing to fight more undefeated fighters, and that helped him grow as a fighter.
Yeah, the thing is, he's still fighting an undefeated fighter who's very strong, likes to knock everyone out. But he has that experience, though. He's been in the ring 18 times, and that means he's been training the 18 times or whatever, much more than what's his name? Justin.
Christian Aguirre.
Yeah, Justin. So, there's a lot to say for experience, but there's also a lot to say about power that Justin has.
And he is looking to rebuild his boxing career, and he actually said that those losses motivated him to get better, and he is a huge fan of the mics, the great mics, Mike Tyson and Michael Jordan, and his favorite quote from Michael Jordan is, it doesn't matter how many failures you have, that's why you're successful, because of all your failures. So he doesn't see these losses as something that'll hinder him. It actually helps him grow.
He can take a big step toward making that.
Yes, with the win tonight.
Yeah, making that change of course for himself, as both fighters feeling themselves out here early. Gone through about a minute and a half in the opening rounds. Both in the center of the ring for the better part of round number 1. There's a right hand by now, a combination, all of it by Justin. Figueroa looking to come in. There's an overhand right, then a left to the body.
Justin is known for being a pretty boy. If you guys look, he has nice facial structure in his cheekbones, and he's also somebody who's somewhat of a showman. And what he wants to do is he wants to leave an impact for where he's from, Atlantic City. There's no big fighters, any big sports figures to come out of Atlantic City, so he wants to set the tone for Atlantic City and become a megastar.
Interesting note about Atlantic City, Carolina, because you know it so well as a boxing town, and it's just well known up and down the Northeast. But in terms of athletes who come out of there, Excellent point. You know, kind of, you know, it's, a lot of musicians, a lot of movie stars coming from that area, but in terms of athletes, yeah.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of fights out of Atlantic City, but has there been a world champion? No. So that's exactly what his motivation is.
Couple of big rights by both fighters, missing, and now it's Figueroa taking the action to Christian Aguirre. There's the warning as we get inside the final 10 seconds of round number 1. Figueroa, a couple of uppercuts there trying to get inside. There's the bell.
You can see Christian's kind of used to taking these big punches. You know, he was showing Justin that he wasn't hurt by a big right hand that he caught, but his face is showing that he's been getting hit. He's starting to get marked up now.
Yeah, you can see as you look up at him now, you're right, champ, right underneath that right eye. You see the leavings there of a mark, the beginnings, and sure enough, putting that ice, compressing that, what's turning into a welt there underneath that right eye.
And he's been having he's had his gloves up very high, but he's still getting caught. They're still getting around those gloves and getting caught in the jaw or on the cheek.
We mentioned how Mario Martinez Gomez is in the corner of Christian Aguirre. Well, over in Justin Figueroa's corner, he's got Arnold Robbins, Johnny Gibbs, and Danny Milano. So a powerful young talent they're working with here as Justin gets set, as does Christian, set to come out for round number 2.
No, one thing I noticed about Justin, he's very muscular, but that tends not to really help you when you start going to, you know, the 6, 8, and 10, 12 rounds. All that muscle is just going to make you fatigued.
This one's scheduled for 6 rounds. As Figueroa throws a left, now jabbing there with, throws a right, excuse me, now jabbing with a left.
And Justin did say that he wants to work behind his jab and set up for body work, which is probably what the plan is. It's going to be interesting seeing, can he still be the knockout artist that he's been the past 7 fights of his? Is he able to get a knockout tonight? And that's, like I said earlier, what I'm looking for. His goal is to get a knockout. He didn't predict the round that it would be in, but that is exactly what I'm looking for. If he's a knockout artist, then I'm hoping the fans get exactly what they expect from him.
Aguirre signaling to his corner moments ago. He said, I got this, I got this. They were barking at him, and he kind of gave the signal, well, I got it, calm down a little bit, I got it. Oh, big right hand by Justin. Don't know if it connected, though. Justin stays busy there trying to get inside. There's that overhand right.
It's funny because even when you're going through this in the fight, you know, you got someone trying to knock you out with every punch, and you have punches coming at you, you can still hear your corner. That's being calm in the ring. That's being, as we call that, being, you know, calm and aggressive at the same time.
Be truthful here, champ. How often did you try to tune out the corner when you're in the middle, saying, "Hey, look, I'm the one in here. Let me deal with this now in this moment."
You know, I would hear the commentators talk about, "Oh, he got hit hard," and I would look at it. No, I didn't. You know, but you know. Sometimes they see something that, you know, like they say, Leja's hurt, and I look at it, I'm not hurt.
No, I'm not hurt. Let me prove it. I'll look at you right now in the middle of the broadcast.
Figueroa was saying that he was looking to get a lot of punches around the body, and that's exactly what he's been doing in this round. He's been able to strategically work himself into Aguirre's frame and punch him multiple times in his body. It's been fun to watch.
Well, like I said earlier, Christian Aguirre, he keeps his hands up very, very nice. When the punches start coming out, he keeps his hands up like that. But some punches do get through.
As I watch Justin through these first couple of rounds, I notice he's pretty technically sound in terms of the, you know, where he starts, his approach, and then kind of getting back into a defensive possession as well.
Yeah, he's a, we call him, like, you know, he's a clean fighter right now. He looks clean. Doesn't make too many mistakes. Keeps his hands up high. Punches hard.
It does seem like he is fighting very strategically, and there's a knockdown.
Well, I think they're going to say no knockdown.
Yeah,
no knockdown. Okay.
Yeah, it was a push.
It was a push. Okay.
He should warn Justin for pushing. Yeah, that's what he's going to do next.
There we go.
And we were just talking about clean fighting. And
maybe take a point off. Probably not. I don't know if he warned him yet. That's his warning. One more time and they take points off.
Okay, you see Tyrone Parker talking to both fighters, as mentioned, champ. The warning there to Figueroa, comes back with the right. Now both fighters exchanging in the middle of the ring.
Going at
Some
it.
furious action to end round number 2.
We were just talking about how clean the fight was, and then the push occurred, and the referee did have to intervene and say he would deduct points if it continued.
What he told Christian Aguirre when he came in to talk to him, he told him, "Don't you retaliate." That's what they. So he's keeping peace in the ring.
Keeping things calm because he knows, especially in this environment, it's not natural. It's instinctive.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, heck, we see it in other sports. How is it not going to happen in a sport where the main point is to hit the other guy? Like, that's the actual point.
Yeah.
Champ, I have a question.
No, go ahead, Caroline.
Champ,
Absolutely.
real quick question for you. So in those moments where they tell you to calm down, how hard is it to maintain your composure if somebody does do something that you would deem would be a dirty move, for example?
Well, sometimes you want to retaliate, but I always felt that the best way to retaliate is just to punch him. That's okay just punch him. Don't kick him, punch him.
By the way, it's allowed in this sport.
Exactly.
It's not only allowed, it's encouraged
punch
in
him,
this sport.
Punch him more.
Here we go, underway with round number 3. Figueroa again. Busy, left hand connected, another left hand. Aguirre out of trouble for now. Justin much busier, though, to begin this round.
Aguirre keeping his arms up.
Get the sense that these combinations are kind of wearing at Aguirre a little bit.
Well, definitely the arms, because he's hitting all arms. So definitely the arms. But I think Aguirre is hoping that he tires out, too.
A couple of shots to the body for the fighter from Salt Lake City. That's Christian Aguirre. Has Justin against the ropes. This one's scheduled for 6. We're in round 3.
See, now Christian's doing the right thing. He's putting pressure on Justin, making him wear out. Because he's throwing a lot of hard punches. Now he's tired. Now he's getting pressured.
Aguirre has Justin against the corner. I mean, both fighters.
A little wrestling doesn't hurt either.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, and now stepping in is our referee, Tyrone Parker. Start again.
Oh, nice uppercut
There's
inside.
an uppercut for Aguirre. Left hand for Justin. Again, both fighters are in the middle of the ring. As Aguirre now pushing Justin back toward the ring, get the corner, I should say, gets him there.
Oh, there's another push.
Justin pushing right back, saying, if you're going to be allowed to do it, I'm going to do it too. Now, a couple of shots to the body.
Oh,
There's
nice
a
right
left hand to the chin. Another left hand to the chin, then a right. Aguirre covering up. There's a shot to the body for Justin.
Aguirre's nose is busted now.
There's a right.
Aguirre looks a bit more fatigued going later into this round. And we still have 3 more left, so I'm wondering if he will be affected in the next 3 rounds based off of the way he looks right now.
They're on Tyrone Parker, making it a point here to come over and say, all right, let's stop it with the clawing and the clinching here. Aguirre coming back inside. And one thing is, Aguirre is not backing away. He's not backing down, still moving forward. Figueroa left hand. Appear to rock Aguirre back just a little bit. Just enough. Another left hand.
Same left
and
hook.
now he's in trouble. Justin, we go to the ground, and it'll be interesting to see how Tyrone Parker
that was a knockdown.
scores this.
He knocked him down.
Oh.
Yeah, no
knockdown's
punch.
the official call. But to your point, champ, I think if Justin doesn't fall on
Yes.
top of Aguirre, I
Well,
think that's a knockdown.
I think he hit him and hurt him, but pushed him down or fell on top of him. He's going to warn him again.
Boy, in a sense, you could say Justin
And he was
Figueroa.
hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, he cost himself a knockdown there.
Yep, he did.
Aguirre with a left hand, catching Figueroa right as the bell sounded. Oh, those last 20 seconds or so, very, very action-packed.
I'm telling you, Christian has those 10 losses, but he has 18 fights. That's experience, and it's working for him right now.
As you see these first 3 rounds, Carolina, your thoughts here on what you've seen. Now, these last couple of seconds of round number 3, very exciting. How do you see this fight now that we're halfway through?
It could go either way. It's been really exciting so far. And Christian Aguirre, like Champ has said, he's had a lot of losses under his belt, but he does look very strong coming into the last 20 seconds of the fight. Ended up with that nice left jab to end the 3rd round. It's been really fun to watch.
Champ, we're at the midway point. If this thing does go the full 6, how do you see it to this point?
Oh, right now, I think Justin's winning the fight, but not by much, maybe by a round or so. But Aguirre is fighting tough and fighting strong. It's just one punch can end the fight by either fighter.
We saw both fighters land some shots there at the end of round number 3.
Aguirre has mentioned that he is bigger than a lot of people think. So he was saying that he was expecting Figueroa to think he was a bit smaller, but he knows that his size can be used to his advantage, and that's what he's doing tonight, is making sure that his presence is felt and keeping the fight pretty even for the most part.
And now you see our referee, Tyrone Parker, really getting involved. Making sure that Justin Figueroa is okay, directing Aguirre there to the corner. Point taken away from Christian Aguirre, Champ.
I don't like that because he said stop, but he yelled at it from the other side of the corner while they were still engaging, and he didn't come between them. He just said stop. You don't always hear everything when the ref says because you're in the middle of combat. You're punching and you hear maybe a punch was hitting them on the ear at the same time. You don't always hear the ref.
Figueroa there with the right hand, then the shot to the body. Aguirre looking to answer. There's a jab for Justin. Right hand connects. Down goes Aguirre.
Down back of the head.
But that account is a knockdown.
Yep.
I had the butt ready to go because I could have sworn I saw the official here, Tyrone Parker, start to signal no knockdown. That was not the case. Count that as a knockdown there for Justin Figueroa, who lands the right, then the left. Figueroa is taking control of the fight now.
Ever since the ref took away that point from Aguirre, it seems like there's been a switch, and Justin Figueroa has been establishing his dominance since that moment.
A minute and a half here to go in round number 4. You mentioned the height, Carolina, for the fighters. They're both listed at 5'10" coming in. Because of his build, Justin Figueroa appears a little bit taller, a little bit more slender.
By Christian.
And now both fighters exchanging good shots there in the middle of the ring. Figueroa's jab keeping Aguirre off balance. A shot there with the left hand.
Oh.
Aguirre now has Figueroa against the corner. Throwing that right uppercut there in close range, not really connecting though with effectiveness. A left hand there by Justin.
Christian is hanging in tough right now and taking the fight to Justin.
There's Aguirre covering up, trying to get inside. Figueroa, left hand.
Oh.
Big right hand, not solid, but a big one for Aguirre. Threw another one, that one did miss. Now Aguirre a little bit busier.
Good entertaining fight. Look at these guys. No one's taking a backward step. They're not trying to. Oh.
Big swing and a miss shortly after the bell. We're through 4 of a scheduled 6 as Justin Figueroa looks for his 7th knockout in his 8th fight. So far, Champ, he's thrown a couple of good punches that maybe against other fighters would have knocked him down and kept them down for good. Christian Aguirre showing a good jaw tonight.
I'm telling you, he's trying, like I said, he's fought that many times, so he has a lot of experience, and he's putting it to use right now. But he has taken some big punches, but he has a great chin. I think if we see his notes, he's only been he's been stopped 5 times, but in 10 losses, you know. So he does take a punch.
And Carolina, as we look at now the first 4 rounds Anything that stood out to you about round number 4 and the way that span of 3 minutes kind of went?
I feel like there was a transition after the referee took away a point from Christian Aguirre. Then we saw a switch. Justin Figueroa kind of felt a little bit of power with that, and he came out a lot more aggressively towards the final minutes of the game. But Aguirre hung in there. This fight is really good. It's really close, and this is exactly what we expected from DMP Boxing. A great, great matchup between these two.
Yeah, the champ mentioning a little while ago that the undercards were well matched.
Oh.
Couple of exchange of good punches there by both fighters.
Both fighters.
A couple of left hands by Figueroa.
I think this will be the last round. Christian is ready. I see something that when he came out of the corner, it just didn't look right.
Okay, well, the champ.
I hope I'm wrong,
We
though.
nicknamed him Nostradamus earlier because he called a couple of fights right on cue. Let's see if Nostradamus Leja reveals himself again here in round number 5 of a scheduled 6 between these two good fighters, Justin Figueroa and Christian Aguirre.
I hope I'm wrong because Christian is just fighting so hard. He's putting it out there, and
you can tell he's playing it. He's fighting his heart out.
Yeah, it's hard to see this. You know, only that because I know he's getting hit hard, but he keeps fighting back.
There we go. Both those shots connecting. Now the punch is getting through.
Yep,
They're getting
exactly.
through that wall. Left hand, overhand by Figueroa. That jab by Justin, showing that right. Aguirre wants a low blow. Tyrone Parker separating the two. Christian Aguirre motioning to the crowd.
Trying to get the crowd riled up to motion
the ref got upset because Christian was telling him what to do, like, hey, call the shot. He got hit low and he didn't say anything about it.
And Figueroa sticking his tongue out to the camera. Also showboating as well tonight.
And now the showmanship starting to show itself. Left hand by Figueroa, another one. Aguirre is from Salt Lake saying, hey, don't hate me because I'm a Jazz fan, more than likely, San Antonio.
Yeah.
Come rally behind me. Nearing a minute here in round number 5. Scheduled to go 6.
Figueroa has the card trunks. They're on brand for the Atlantic City
good body shot.
theme.
See the diamond, couple of spades on those trunks. See the hearts on the back of the trunks as well. Center of the ring here. Action slowing down is no doubt fatigue playing a factor now that these fighters have gone 5 rounds. And as we mentioned with Justin earlier, there's a right hand as he lunges forward. Just missed with it. Left hand catches Aguirre as he's coming in. Aguirre still throwing.
Yeah, he's throwing. I love the fight that there's no quitting him at all.
There's absolutely no doubt in my mind that Aguirre fights with a lot of heart.
The jab for Figueroa. Aguirre standing toe-to-toe. Figueroa, you can tell waiting for the ball. The little showmanship with the steps there for Christian Aguirre saying, you didn't hurt me. I'm right here. 25-year-old Justin Figueroa now into round number 6. How'd you see round 5, champ?
Figueroa is winning the fight, and I think he's winning every round, but it's not easy for him. He's getting hit a lot, but he's winning the fight. And it's just a very entertaining fight because Aguirre, there's no quitting Aguirre, and you almost want him to stop fighting. Like, that's enough, that's enough. But he's a warrior.
And if you're in Christian's corner right now, are you telling him, look, this is the last round? I mean, you're behind. There's no doubt you're behind. There's only one way you win.
There's only one way you win. You need a knockout.
Carolina, that being said, you expecting some fireworks here in round number 6?
I mean, I'm hoping. I was told I was going to get a knockout. I'm hoping I get a knockout. But one thing about Aguirre is, like you guys said, he fights with a lot of heart. So that knockout might not happen. And Aguirre has his dad in his corner, his biggest supporter. And it just is a testament of what he believes in, which is...
and down goes Aguirre. back up on his feet, has his hands up in the air. He's ready to continue.
He has no quit in him at all.
Here comes Justin. You can tell he senses blood now.
Yep.
Backing Aguirre against the ropes. Dangerous territory for Christian Aguirre. Justin, left. A right connects after the big left just missed. Going inside.
Figueroa hitting him with a flurry of punches.
Hard right. Got the side of the head. That jab working.
Justin keeping his distance just so he can land that hard punch now. He's going to throw something big.
Waiting for that
Yep,
moment.
He's just waiting for the moment. There you go.
Threw a couple there, has him against the ropes. Aguirre took a couple of shots, still on his feet. Answers with a couple of rights,
Nice.
a right uppercut. There's a right hook, goes to the body of Figueroa. Under a minute and a half here in the fight.
Oh.
Right
Wow,
hand Figueroa. To Figueroa by Aguirre. Now there's a left. Justin doing just enough to keep Christian Aguirre, from an all-out attack here and a last-ditch effort, knowing he's behind, needing a knockout to win in this final round. Big left. Another left to the body. Figueroa catching Aguirre with the left.
Aguirre's doing the right thing. He's going to the body because he knows he can't hurt Justin to the face or to the head. So he's going to the body now.
Figueroa, a little busier. Aguirre now appears to be out on his feet.
Oh,
Justin
goodness.
with a big flurry. Aguirre in corner, in trouble, in the corner.
He
And
threw him
now
down. They got to take a point off him.
on
He should
the
take a point
He
off.
should take a point off. He was
Yep, he
pushed,
pushed
down
him down.
again.
and he's going to have to right there. The crowd not happy about it, but that really, when you look at it, an easy call for referee Tyrone Parker.
And this fight with almost 10.
1 point off. There it is officially.
There it is. It's official. Both fighters getting a point taken off tonight.
And so Figueroa now back in his corner. Not his actual corner, but a corner. As we resume with the final moments of the fight. Figueroa left hand. Now a big flurry.
A flurry of
Christian
punches
Aguirre
last-
gets the ropes. Can he survive? Final 10 seconds of the fight.
An electric.
Justin in no
final
hurry.
minute.
And there's the final bell. Justin Figueroa and Christian Aguirre going the full 6 rounds. You could see that Figueroa was hoping that a knockout would come just in time.
Just in
Just
time.
in time.
It did not.
This is his second fight that went the distance in his professional career. So that's just a testament to Christian Aguirre and how he is relentless and will always get back up. And he has no quit in him. It was an absolutely incredible fight.
So as we await the official ruling here, any doubt in either of your minds as to who won the fight?
No, not at all. Not at all.
No, I'm with
Justin.
Justin
won
all
the
the way.
fight. But I'll tell you what, I'm one of these guys that I see Justin, great fighter, but I have more admiration for Quiroz here. He's just a great fight.
I'm glad you said that, champ, because you led me right where I was going to go.
Aguirre, I'm sorry. I said,
Do you look at Aguirre and do you go, that's a guy right there. That's that he may not have all the skill. He might not have that natural talent, but give me that guy's heart, give me that guy's will, and I can work with a guy like that.
Of course. That's what you can't teach that.
Yeah.
You cannot teach that. But like I said before, the guys I admire, the guy that has 10 losses or 12 losses, who's been stopped 10, 15 times, because he gets into the ring knowing he's going to lose. When a guy who has a better record goes into the ring knowing he's going to win, and he has a better chance of winning. And I admire this guy because he knows he's going to lose and still walks into the ring. That's tough to do.
And there is, you see, a replay of the knockdown for Figueroa, and then that one, the one that was ruled not a knockdown, although Justin Figueroa had Christian Aguirre in trouble.
Yep.
And so, Carolina, as you get sent to go prepare the winner, we assume it's going to be Justin Figueroa. Wondering if you're, and I'm thinking I know the answer to this, wondering if you're going to bring up the fact that he didn't quite deliver on his promise to you of a knockout.
And that's exactly what I'm going to ask him about. I want to ask him if he's satisfied with his performance because, I mean, of course he had a win, but I want to know, did he want to get the knockout, and how does he feel about what happened tonight?
Okay, both fighters at the center of the ring. We are set for the official announcement of who won this fight. And so with that, our ring announcer, Humberto Lopez, set to let us know the victor in a fight that went all 6 rounds, a matchup of 2 super welterweights.
And Judge Komi scores at 59-51. And your winner by unanimous decision, and still undefeated from Atlantic City, Justin
Well, champ, no surprise, Justin Figueroa, the winner, and no surprise, he did it by unanimous decision.
Yes,
And so our Carolina team climbing into the ring, set to interview Justin here in an interview that you'll not only see on the broadcast, but also the folks here at Techport will listen to as well. And so let's send it into Carolina.
And you're known for being a knockout artist. Are you satisfied with your performance tonight?
I am very, very satisfied. I didn't come here to get a knockout. I came here to entertain San Antonio, and I feel like that's what I did. And a big shout out to this Mexican warrior right here. Shout out to all my Mexicans. I love my Mexicans. That's a Mexican warrior right there. And I was glad we were able to put on a good show for you guys. Let's do it again.
So what is next for you? What do you want to do now that you were able to get this win tonight?
Tough fight, couple bumps and bruises, but I'm ready to go again. I think I'm going to go home and fight in my hometown of Lang City. So if you guys ever want to go, take a trip down to Lang City, hit the beach up, do a little bit of gambling, check your boy Justin time out in Lang City. I'm all for it. But my next move is up to my manager, the best in the game, Jolene Mazone, wherever she is. And shout out to Adrian Clark, Fighters First Management. Thank you to Desi Martinez Promotions. A hell of a setup here. Great job, guys. Thank you very much. Anything else?
Your shorts, you have the ace cards around you. What do they symbolize for you?
I like to be creative. I like to stand out. One night I was sitting in my office at home, and being from Lang City, of course, casinos, and this idea came up, the cards. I was like, oh, never seen anybody with the cards on there. And then, you know, the A side, ace, the ace of this. So I picked it out. I thought it was very nice. The trunks came out nice, and it's different. So that's why I went with it.
Thank you so much, Justin. Congratulations. Thank you.
Let's give it up one more time for Justin Figueroa! Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to thank our sponsors.
Our Carolina Teague chatting with Justin Figueroa. And champ, a very savvy fighter as well. He knew to give props to the opponent, called him Christian Aguirre, a Mexican warrior.
Yes.
Very savvy in thanking Desi Martinez Promotions for putting this on, saying, hey, I'm going to fight in Atlantic City next. Hey, y'all can come watch me if you can make it. Saying all the right things. And as you would know, there's something to be said about that, right? I mean, when you get to that kind of a level, because he's thinking big time. He's thinking down the road.
He's down the road.
He's down the road. There's something to be said for knowing that and having that as Carolina comes back and joins us.
Yeah, promoters going to want him. They want to do commercials for them and, you know, pump up our fight for us because he speaks well. He says the right things, and promoters love that.
Yeah.
They love that for the fighters to do that.
They
are
love it.
able to do that.
They know that it's more than just what happens inside the ring. So Up next, the main event featuring the young man who has only one loss through 22 fights and is trained by the legendary Freddie Roach. We'll have that coming up on the other side. Let's step aside. You're watching a Fighter's First Showcase brought to you by Desi Martinez Promotions, sponsored by Quintana Rum, right here from the Boeing Center in Techport, San Antonio. We're right back after this.
Welcome to the enchanting world of Quintana Rum, the pride of the Mexican Caribbean. For generations, we've upheld the sacred tradition of crafting premium rum that captivates the senses and transports you to paradise. With Quintana Rum, patience is our virtue. Each drop is aged for 5 years, infusing it with rich spices, subtle notes of coffee, and the pure essence of Mexican sugarcane. It's time to savor the taste of paradise. Quintana Rum. Choose your spirit.
When you're hit by a motor vehicle, there's nobody that tells you that there's most likely going to be $1 billion insurance company protecting the driver that just hit you. It's a mistake to play in traffic, just like it's a mistake to go against an auto insurance company all alone. When you get into a car crash, don't fight the $1 billion auto insurance companies alone. If you've been injured in a car crash, call Martinez and Associates today at 210-337-1111.
A Fighter's First Showcase, also brought to you by Everlast, Rex Tuxedos, Communicare, Texas Spine and Orthopedics, and Cocoa Bliss.
We welcome you back to the Boeing Center here at Techport in San Antonio. Carolina Teague, the champ, Jessie James Leha. We're guessing that you may not have been with us through the entirety of the broadcast. As we talked about right before the break, Freddie Roach, the legendary, yes, that Freddie Roach, in attendance. He's training one of the fighters here in the main event coming up next, Mr. Gio Cabrera. We talked about Freddie, ran a piece at the beginning of the broadcast. If you saw it, awesome. In case you didn't, because you're joining us late, here is the legendary, the one and only, a piece on Mr. Freddie Roach.
In the heart of Los Angeles, there's a place where dreams are born, champions are made. It's called the Wild Card Boxing Club, and at its helm stands Freddie Roach, a man whose name is synonymous with greatness. For decades, Roach has been a beacon of hope for aspiring boxers, a mentor whose wisdom and expertise have transformed countless lives. One of Roach's most significant contributions to the sport was his development of the peekaboo style of boxing, flashed with the ferocity and agility of boxing legend Mike Tyson. This innovative approach revolutionized the way fighters approached the sport and solidified Roach's reputation as a master trainer. From Manny Pacquiao to Miguel Cotto, Roach has molded champions with his unique blend of discipline and dedication. And now, a new chapter in Roach's storied legacy is about to unfold. Gio Cabrera, under the watchful eye of his legendary mentor, steps into the ring to face off against Ricardo Quiroz, a clash of titans, a test of wills between two warriors hungry for victory. And at the center of it all stands Freddie Roach, a living legend whose legacy is etched in the annals of boxing history. The legend continues. This is more than just a fight. It's a testament to the power of perseverance, the triumph of the human spirit. This is the legacy of Freddie Roach.
Alrighty, so back here, Freddie Roach, the one and only Freddie Roach. A story worth telling anytime. In fact, we're telling so much that our fantastic production crew, Wick Productions, here putting on this broadcast, Bo Wick, the head of it. We've got young man Grady, young man Sean ringside here helping us with all the technical aspects. Cole's in the control room, great staff there at Wick Productions. And Bo, ever the producer, was like, wait a minute, you ran the Freddie Roach piece, but now we're going to go backwards and show the highlights of the Justin Figueroa? Bo, that's a great question. But we do want to wrap up that Justin Figueroa fight because it's worth noting. He's a young man who is now 7-0, And even though he didn't get the knockout, it's the kind of fight, I think, that can help him long-term, champ, and that now he has one of these fights under his belt. So without further ado, Bo, let's show him those highlights of the fight that led off the second portion of the main event. Justin Figueroa taking on a very game Christian Aguirre. Figueroa, moments like that really dominating this fight. He was getting inside, busy, landed a couple of good shots. Aguirre, though, refusing to go down.
Refusing to go down. And he went down a few times, but he was pushed down a few times, and they took a point off Justin. But very entertaining fight. No quit in both fighters. That's something you love to see. But you know, it was a tough fight for both guys.
And Carolina, as you were talking to Justin inside, as you were making your way back here, I was commenting to the champ about how impressive he was and how polished he was in terms of thanking DMP, Desi Martinez Promotions, for putting this on. Make sure to give props to his opponent, Christian Aguirre, for being a Mexican warrior. Thanks, San Antonio. Very, very polished in the way he handled victory tonight.
Oh, absolutely. I think one of the centerpieces of being a legendary boxer, especially in the future, is you have to be able to talk. I think a lot of people say that that's not important, but a lot of big promoters, if you want to be with Top Rank or any other big, huge promotion in the future, you have to be somebody that is able to be personable, somebody who's able to talk, and he just knows all the right things to say in the ring, and it was a successful win for him. It went the distance. I'm excited to see what he has in store for his future.
Yeah, no one knows more that than the champ here, two-time world champ, in terms of the importance of, once you get to that stage, capitalizing it, right?
It's called marketing, right?
It's called marketing.
Marketing.
It's called marketing. It's how the career goes from here to here, you know, and it's just kind of a different stratosphere. Speaking of marketing, the young man who's fighting next, Gio Cabrera, the headliner in tonight's fight, 21-1 coming in. Of all of the fighters on the card tonight, he is the one that you most look at, world ranked, and go, okay, that guy is a guy who we are going to see and have seen on a certain stage. And so, champ, I'm just curious, your expectations here as he gets set to take the ring against Ricardo Quiroz.
I think we're going to see a difference in how a real boxer boxes. This guy's clean. He's fought with Pitbull Cruz. Went the distance with Pitbull Cruz. That's not an easy task. A clean boxer only has 7 knockouts, but this is what we're going to see is a true boxer to every point. Because you don't have to knock the guys out. You just got to outpoint them, like Mayweather. This guy's crafty. He moves well. Great defense, great chin. But this is the true sense of the word, the boxer.
And Carolina, I'm going to get your thoughts on what you expect out of Gio just momentarily, because right now, some insight, some more of the backstory of just who is the world-ranked fighter known as Gio Cabrera.
In the heart of the boxing world, a star is on the rise. Guided by the wisdom of legends, Gio El Cabron Cabrera, under the mentorship of legendary trainer Freddie Roach, and with the invaluable experience of sparring with none other than Manny Pacquiao, Cabrera steps into the ring against Ricardo Quiroz. The journey, a testament to the power and perseverance and the pursuit of greatness. With each training session, Cabrera embodies the teachings of Roach, channeling the spirit of champions past. His fists, honed to precision, carry the weight of dreams. Each movement a testament to the dedication instilled by his mentor. Having sparred with the iconic Manny Pacquiao, Cabrera has tasted the fire of greatness, learning from the legends of the game. His experiences in a ring with Pacquiao have forged him into a warrior, ready to face any challenges that come his way. The stage is set. Nestled here in the heart of San Antonio at the Boeing Center at Techport, where Cabrera's journey reaches its crescendo. It's more than just a fight. It's the culmination of years of dedication, sacrifice, and unwavering belief in oneself. Studying his opponent, Cabrera knows the challenge ahead is formidable, but armed with the knowledge imparted by Roach, he stands ready to leave his mark on the sport of boxing. As Gio Cabrera enters the ring, he carries with him the lessons learned from the greats. In the words of Freddie Roach, believe in yourself, work hard, and anything is possible.
And as we welcome you back right here to Boeing, Carolina, your expectations here. We just heard about Gio Cabrera taking on Ricardo Quiroz. What do you expect from our headliner tonight?
I expect to see a great fight. I think Gio's a great fighter, and he has a nice chin. You saw that in his fight against Pitbull Cruz, and that was a split decision. He just came off that fight, and he's looking to prove himself to come back on top of major cards. So I expect him to come out to give everything he has here at DMP Boxing, so he could possibly move upwards and onwards to major cards again in the future.
You guys both mentioning that fight against Pitbull Cruz, Isaac Pitbull Cruz, that came in July, a fight in Las Vegas, the T-Mobile Arena, a fight that Gio lost by split decision.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, champ, going the distance, not easy to do against Pitbull Cruz, but he was able to do it. That the only blemish on his mark, but I think it speaks to the quality of fighter. If you're going to get beat, you don't want to get beat by a guy like that.
Not only that, it was a split decision.
Split decision.
So it was a really, really close fight. Could have gone either way.
Could have gone either way. At least one judge gave it to him.
Yeah.
Another judge could have. We've gone through 6 bouts so far, guys, including the 2 other ones on the main card. If I kind of ask you just offhand, what stuck out to you to this point through these first 6 bouts? It doesn't have to be just the main card, but these first 6 bouts, what would you say is the thing that sticks out to you the most?
I think with 6 outs, it's just they were all evenly matched. Great. I have to tip my hat off to the matchmaking, because it was a great matchmaking, very good fights, all entertaining as well. And so I have to tip my hat off to whoever's doing the matchmaking, because it was really good.
Yeah, good matchmaking indeed, Carolina. When we look at these first 6 fights, your takeaways, main takeaways.
Main takeaway is the exact same thing. This is a great matchmaker. You really don't come across a lot of fights where the undercards usually have entertaining things like knockdowns and stoppages and things of that nature. But then when you get to the main cards, everything went the distance. And then you saw the showboating, the entertainment piece of it. It's actually been, the person who put the card together did an incredible job, and I'm excited for the main event. That's the main thing.
The main event is next. And so, with that, we're going to take one more break. It's a short one. When we come back, the main event. Gio Cabrera, trained by Freddie Roach. We're back right after this.
Welcome to the enchanting world of Quintana Rum, the pride of the Mexican Caribbean. For generations, we've upheld the sacred tradition of crafting premium rum that captivates the senses and transports you to paradise. With Quintana Rum, patience is our virtue. Each drop is aged for 5 years, infusing it with rich spices, subtle notes of coffee, and the pure essence of Mexican sugarcane. It's time to savor the taste of paradise. Quintana Rum. Choose your spirit.
Back here at the Boeing Center, Techport, that is El Conejo, Ricardo Quiroz, entering the ring. One half of tonight's main event. Ricardo coming in 13-3, fighting out of Oxnard, California, out in SoCal. And Ricardo, a young man who's coming in looking for what would be an upset. El Conejo walked to the ring by his trainers Edgar Quiroz as well as Eduardo Sanchez. And now, the entrance of his opponents. Young man who comes in with a record of 21-1. Set now for moments away. We're going to see Gio Cabrera.
Proudly presents a spectacle of titanic proportions. Behold, as the gates of destiny swing wide, revealing 2 champions. Dos campeones.
As we await Cabrera to come into the ring, can tell you that Quiroz coming off a loss to Delonte Johnson. Before that, he knocked out Gabriel Smith. a unanimous decision loss to Rohan Polanco before that. Before that, a win by unanimous decision against Martin Leon Morales. He had a technical KO against Jesus Rendon Salomon. Before that, a loss to unanimous decision against Jermaine Ortiz. All in all, when you add it all together, 13 wins, 3 losses, as mentioned. Ricardo Quiroz, this would be the first knockout of his career. Tail of the tape, Gio, 29 years old. Quiroz, 3 years younger. Give Quiroz the height advantage as well. He comes in at 5'10" compared to Gio's 5'9". They both weighed in at an identical 137 yesterday at the official weigh-in at Smoke Barbecue and Sky Bar. Hear the anticipation building as Gio gets set to enter the ring. We talked about his recent loss to Pitbull Cruz. Before that, a perfect 21-0, including wins against Gabriel Flores Jr., Elias Damian Araujo, Rene Tejas Giron, Joshua Hernandez, Luis Poroso, Ricky Dule, Antonio Escalante, Headley Scott. 21-0 before that loss to Pitbull Cruz back in late July this past summer. Gio, keeping these fans in suspense, prepares to make his entrance, fighting out of Chicago, Illinois. There he is, 21-1, Gio Cabrera. Freddie Roach now climbing into the ring. Right next to Gio as we get set. The referee for tonight, he's been the referee for all 7 of tonight's fight, Tyrone Parker.
Tyrone Parker's been putting some overtime, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Every fight.
He is over checking Gio. Freddie Roach to his right, to his left, to my right of Gio Cabrera. As we get set for the main event, and here is our announcer, Humberto Lopez.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, and fight fans from around the world, welcome to Boeing Center at Techport in beautiful San Antonio, Texas, the city of champions, la ciudad de campeones. This 10 rounds lightweight division fight is brought to you by DMP, Desi Martinez Promotions, in association with Fighters First Management. This is sponsored by Quintana Rum, from the land of the Jaguars. We are the rum of the gods, Quintana Rum. Your judges for tonight, Wilfredo Espiron, Angel Mendez Ramos, and Joe Calvi. And your referee for tonight, Tyrone Parker. Fight fans, welcome to the main event. It's going to be a battle in San Antonio. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, he is currently ranked number 40 in the United States with a record of 13 victories and 3 losses with 7 wins by way of knockout. He is weighing in officially at 140 pounds. From Oxnard, California, Ricardo Conejo Quiroz. And his opponent in the red corner, he's weighing in at 137 pounds. He is currently ranked number 6 in the United States and number 11 in the world. He is trained by the legendary Freddie Roach. His current record right now, 21 victories and 1 loss with 7 wins by way of knockout. From the Windy City, Chicago, Illinois, please welcome Giovanni El Cabron Cabrera.
As Ricardo Quiroz and Gio Cabrera make their way to the center ring to meet with referee Tyrone Parker. You may have noticed Tony Gonzalez. Yes, that is U.S. Representative Tony Gonzalez in the ring with Desi Martinez, the head of Desi Martinez Promotions, also the head of the Desi Martinez law firm right here in San Antonio. Freddie Roach climbing out of the ring as Gio Cabrera set in a stance, ready to go, set for the main events here on the headlining card. There's the bell, and we're off and running.
Oh,
Fireworks early. Cabrera looking to throw that left hand.
they're both trying to end this fight quick,
Yeah.
but they only have 7 knockouts each.
Both came in pretty much guns blazing. And one of the interesting things you said earlier, Jesse, was that the city of Oxnard has a lot of talent coming out of
Yes,
there.
they do.
That's exactly what Ricardo had explained to me. He's from Oxnard, California, and he said what inspired him to be in boxing was watching Oscar de la Hoya versus Fernando Vargas when he was a young child. Vargas is a legendary boxer out of Oxnard, and he said, if that guy from Oxnard can do it, so can I. So it's interesting you mentioned that, because he has a lot of love for the city of Oxnard. And yeah, the inspiration with Fernando Vargas is something that motivates him to be in the ring.
After the early haymakers, both fighters kind of settling in a little bit. Tyrone Parker warning Gio, hey, nothing to the back of the head. El Conejo, Ricardo Quiroz looking to get inside. There's Gio keeping him at bay. Gio there in that center of the ring, trying to find his way. Now he's got Quiroz against the corner. A couple of lefts and then a right, neither connected.
Good right hand.
Quiroz does connect with that right hand.
So Gio being a southpaw and going forward, it's going to make it very tough for Quiroz to outbox him. It's hard to box a southpaw that moves forward.
That's the style for Gio. Quiroz.
Another southpaw that Freddie Roach trains that's very aggressive and moves forward is Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah.
And so now you know why it's tough to fight a southpaw who moves forward.
And especially a southpaw who's trained by Freddie Roach as
Exactly, yeah.
I don't necessarily think that people should see his loss against Isaac Pitbull Cruz as a big deal, because that's one of the best fighters currently in the sport of boxing at the moment. And this is Pitbull Cruz, somebody who went the distance with Tank Davis, and he lost by split decision. So
Yep.
this is a fighter who is very polished and looking to make his impact back into the major cards.
You see Cabrera very careful here as we go into the final 10 seconds of round number 1. Very technical early on as we're down 1 round of a scheduled 10. Our main event here is scheduled for 10 rounds between Ricardo Quiroz and Gio Cabrera. Champ, initial thoughts here on what we just saw in these first 3 minutes.
Well, I mean, Giovanni moving forward the whole time is going to give Quiroz a lot of trouble throughout the fight. He needs to do something, back him up and take the southpaw. I always say it's an advantage that all fighters have over right-handed fighters in southpaw, because we don't see them enough. They see right-handed fighters every single day. We don't see them. We don't fight them. I only fought 1 or 2 in my career, and I had 57 fights. So it's very difficult to fight a southpaw, especially a southpaw who's aggressive. Hence Manny Pacquiao as well.
And you saw on your screen there the highlights of round 1 as we're back in live action here to start round number 2. Cabrera has Quiroz there in the corner. Quiroz trying to back away. Cabrera not letting up. Couple of lefts there, hitting the arms. Gio, as mentioned, not a whole lot of power for those 21 wins. The champ mentioning the 7 by knockout.
But he just has a pestering jab. He just has a pestering jab. You can see it right here.
And that was actually his game plan coming into this fight. He said that he was working behind his jab, having a lot of combinations, and he thought that his jab was going to be the edge for him in his fight, and that is his strength.
We always say, and I always tell my fighters or people that I train is that the jab is the key to open all doors. It's the most important punch in boxing.
And it's interesting because it's not the sexiest punch, right?
Yeah,
But-
you don't knock anybody out, but it just sets everything else up
sets
after that.
everything else up.
Think of
Absolutely.
Larry Holmes, think of Sugar Ray Leonard, think of Muhammad Ali, think of Floyd Mayweather. They all have great jabs.
Now, it's not the sexiest punch, but Champ, would you say that it might be the most fun punch to do?
Well, it's not fun. It's tiring, but it's the most important for sure.
Not to mention, it's got to be pretty fun when that right hand over somebody knocks somebody down.
Yep.
That's got to be a great feeling.
The jab sets up the right hand, sets up the hook, sets up the uppercut. It sets up everything. I always tell guys, the guys who jabs the most in the fight usually wins. And look at the right jab. He's going to throw the right jab.
And it
Pop,
seems
pop,
like
yep.
Cabrera has a lot of control, keeping him outside of the ring, or out in the outside of the ring. And just seeing how clean he fights just is a testament to his training underneath Freddie Roach.
It's Freddie Roach. This is true boxing. It's not slugging, it's called boxing.
Yeah, Cabrera putting it on display, showing us there's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I mean, in the earlier rounds, we saw a lot of showboating. We saw a lot of
haymakers and
yeah,
everything.
a lot of punches that looked a little bit messy, but this has been really clean, and it seems very strategic and tactical, which is, like you said, boxing in its purest form.
I noticed, Champ, that Cabrera's open a lot of times here as he looks to mount an attack. How much of that has to do with the fact that the Conejo probably hasn't seen very many left-handed fighters?
That could be it too, but I'm sure he sparred with the left-handed fighters to get ready for this fight. But it's just that he has even though he looks like he has his hands down, he has a great defense because Pitbull Cruz could knock him out or hurt him. And he went the distance with Pitbull Cruz. Not everyone does that. So he just has a knack for getting out of the way from punches. Has a good sense of timing and movement.
Carolina, as you look at these first two rounds, your initial thoughts? We've talked about Cabrera, very clean fighter, very polished, a boxer in the truest sense. Your takeaway here from what we've seen in these first 6 minutes?
This has probably been the cleanest fight that we've seen all night, and that's a testament to Gio Cabrera being trained by Freddie Roach, but also too Ricardo has been doing a great job fighting very cleanly as well. This fight has been very strategic, clean, but I do see that Gio is he has a game plan and he's implementing it really well, being able to keep Quiroz on the outside and just tactically working him and landing those punches.
There's the bell for round 3 of a scheduled 10. Cabrera looking to come in.
See, like for me, I'd rather see this all day long than over knockouts and slugging.
Yeah.
But people love the knockouts and slugging because that's the train wreck, right?
Yes.
But I love the country road, the ride, the fast race car going down the street. That's what these guys are doing. It's pure boxing. It's the art.
Cabrera here landing a couple inside. Quiroz coming right back at him, staying in that middle of that ring.
And Quiroz, too, his corner is filled with people that have been by his side since he was the age of 8. And he has his dad, Coach Blue, and Oswaldo Quiroz. They're taking this fight really seriously, and they are big on loyalty. So it just shows that both of these men have great people in their corner, and that's showing with this fight.
You can see the defense that Giovanni has. He just has great defense inside. He doesn't get hit clean, even though his hands are low, but he doesn't really get hit clean. That's just the timing. The sense of timing of getting out of he got caught with the uppercut.
Quiroz got him there with the right hand. You jinxed him, champ.
Yep, I did. There's another left hook he got caught with. Maybe you should raise those hands, huh?
But in talking about that timing, I would imagine that's one of those things, kind of like speed. It's tough to teach. There's a natural instinctiveness to timeliness, or am I a little bit off there?
No. Well, it's also being young and getting out of the way and practice. You practice this in the gym all the time. You know, when I was I had great defense in my career, but when I was 38 years old and still fighting, I could see the punch coming, slip out of the way, and still get hit.
Yeah.
So I wasn't that fast anymore. That's when you know it's time to get out of the ring.
Father Time's the one undefeated thing in this world.
Yep.
Cabrera here has Quiroz against the ropes. Quiroz with a left-handed catches, gets his corner excited. Uppercut missed, left hand connects. You can hear the Quiroz corner just to our left, excited. This easily Quiroz's best round.
Yep.
Encouraging him with rings of vamos, vamos. Family out of Oxnard, California, as mentioned moments ago.
Suddenly, Quiroz is throwing those body punches and getting Giovanni's attention.
There's the bell to end round number 3. And I want to take us back to something we talked about a little while ago. When we were watching some of those fights that ended in 52 seconds and a minute and a half, we talked about how those were the fights that just the common San Antonian, tío, primo, father-in-law. It's like, hey, that's boxing. This is boxing.
This is
boxing.
Yes. Mayweather's boxing. Ali. You know, Mike Tyson does boxing as well too, but it's everyone wants to see that 'cause it's a train wreck, right? Oh, let's watch the train wreck. Boom, it happens. People love that.
Yeah.
But you know, the artists love the art too. I love the art of boxing.
Hey, Carolina, putting you on the spot here. Your champ talked about how he'd much rather see this than the knockouts. You agree, or would you much rather see the knockouts where folks are flying all over the place?
I like knockouts. I like to see knockouts. I love the art of boxing just as much as anybody else, but nothing makes you feel like you got your money's worth than seeing somebody get knocked in the face and seeing them face planted right into the floor. That is what I live for, and those are the fights I love. I have to be honest. But, you know, these types of fights,
watch that lady. She's going to slip and she's going to fall. Watch.
But these type of fights are just as entertaining. Like the card that we've seen tonight, we've been able to see a little bit of everything. This is honestly, though, the perfect type of main event. This is for people who love the art of boxing. And you are really getting your money's worth when watching something like this, because both of these fighters are giving it their all. And I love the timing of this fight, the pacing, and how they're both really strategically putting in the best effort possible.
You could see the thinking. You could see the thinking that they're doing right before the punch or before they move out of the way. You could see everything. It's so calculated, but it's happening so fast. It's like a computer in your head that already knows. I'm moving to my left because he's throwing the right hand. I'm moving to my right because he's throwing the jab, and I got to counter. All that's happening instinctively.
And
left hand, right hand there by Quiroz, Carolina.
Yeah, and the thing is that it seemed like earlier on in the fight that Quiroz was having a hard time adjusting to Cabrera's southpaw stance, but now it seems like there seems to be a bit of a balancing out.
He settled in a little bit. Nice
uppercut there by Conejo, connecting. You saw Gio's head snap back.
So I'm a No Sabo kid. What does Conejo mean?
Conejo's a rabbit.
Okay.
El
I thought
Conejo.
it was Cornejo with the R, no?
No, he's El Conejo.
Oh, okay, but it's still a rabbit.
He's El Conejo,
okay,
yes.
Got it. Okay.
El Conejo.
How about for the No Sabo kids out there? Cornejo is a rabbit.
I call us the watered down generation. We're a little bit watered down. Spanish isn't what it used to be in terms of the knowledge as the generations go forward. Speaking of going forward, here's Cabrera lunging, connecting with that left hand. Not a whole lot of damage. Quiroz bouncing right back. You know, a lot of talk about the technical aspect of the sport. It's as Cabrera here takes a shot at the left, right uppercut miss for Quiroz. Talk about the technical. Oh, a left hand there by Quiroz. I don't know if he really connected.
So one thing, the right-handed fighter finds successful in a ring against a southpaw is a straight right hand or a left hook, even a right uppercut. But it's just different punches, either straight down the middle with the right hand or a left hook. So you'll see him throwing straight right hands or hooks. That's how he's in one throw.
Both fighters are exchanging. Quiroz coming at him, trying to finish the round strong. All right. I got to ask it. We've now seen the last couple of rounds. When you look at these first 4, champ.
You see the tide changing a little bit, right? It's changing now.
Yeah.
He's getting a little bit more confident in being able to hit him, and he's just trying to move his head, but with his hands down. So he's getting hit more now. I always tell guys, keep your hands up just in case. It's insurance, right? Keep your hands up.
Quiroz, what I think was a second good round for him there in round number 4.
Yeah, absolutely. And in the beginning of the fight, they started off pretty quickly, but then as the fight's been going on, you've seen them the pace has kind of been a little bit steady throughout the whole entire evening. And you've seen a transition from Cabrera being kind of the dominant person in the fight to it's kind of been a balanced out. Quiroz has finally been able to adjust to the southpaw stance, and it's been a great matchup.
All right, we're into round 5. It's a scheduled 10. Cabrera with that right-handed jab. Champ, go ahead.
So I don't want to, make it seem like this is always. I love this only nothing. I don't love the knockouts or I don't love the brutality. I love that too, but I always, these guys are playing chess. The guys before are playing checkers.
Yeah.
The body shot, the right hand, inside is just, you can see him thinking now. What am I going to throw? Am I going to throw straight left?
The sport even further, get to know exactly the difference between a sloppy fighter and a clean fighter, somebody who's trained by world-class trainers, and the difference between somebody trained by a parent. So, I mean, you see the differences drastically.
Quiroz's corner, happy about that last exchange as Cabrera comes right back.
Now, Quiroz said he is called the rabbit or the cornejo, if you will.
Conejo.
Conejo. I will get it right.
You'll get it right.
I will get it right.
Conejo.
Hector, I'm going to get it right one day. He said because he's really fast and he has really great footwork. And despite that, though, he's also actually a really patient fighter. So he feels like he has the best of both worlds.
So we're into the final 20 seconds here of round number 5. Combinations for El Conejo. Couple landing. Gio counters with a right.
I think Quiroz has been winning the last couple of rounds.
I was going to ask him.
Just by being aggressive. Backing
left
up.
hand there.
He's backing up Giovanni, and he's been winning the last couple of rounds.
Okay.
A little change of momentum here.
So we're through 6. Okay. If you're scoring the fight right now, champ, how do you have it?
I'm going to say 4-2 for Giovanni. 4-2 for Giovanni. But Quiroz is making a turn. I think the last couple of rounds I've seen a turn. landing better punches. He's calmed down though. He's calmed down. He's not being too aggressive. So he's letting things happen. He's letting it come to him, and he's could pick it apart instead of trying to make it happen. Instead of forcing the action.
If Carolina is a judge in this fight, how do you have these first 6 rounds?
I'm just going to copy Champ's homework 4-2. I'm just kidding. I think the last 2 rounds, though, I think they went to Quiroz, for my personal opinion, just because of the adjustments that he's made, and he's making them so quickly. And that just shows how great of a fighter he is. And he said he wants to go to the next level. You have to make those type of adjustments if you want to go to the next level. These fights have to be won if you want to take the next step and prove that you're ready for those big fights.
I mistakenly said 6. We're into round 6. We had the
Yeah.
5. We had the 5. So it sounds like you would have a 3-2.
3-2, yes.
3-2.
Yes.
I know you were trying to just comply with my math, so that's my bad math. That's my fault. As Cabrera's head snaps back there. Quiroz combination.
Well, I'm bad at Spanish, you're bad at math, and we all have our
You know,
downfalls in life.
I am terrible at math. I am terrible. As Cabrera now goes with the left, some sweat flying. Referee Tyrone Parker working every one of
fight.
tonight's 7 bouts.
Now, 10 rounds. At what point, Champ, do you think that fatigue settles in? Is it contingent upon the type of fighter that is?
Well, it depends on the fight. You train for these. You run, 7 to 10 miles a day. You train an hour and a half in the gym. You go through 10 rounds of sparring in the ring in training. So you get ready for this. So you shouldn't get tired. But a lot of times guys don't do what they're supposed to do, and they get tired in the ring. It's like running a marathon. If you train for a marathon, you really don't get tired for a marathon unless you really, really push yourself. So if these guys go out of their comfort zone, they'll get tired.
Yeah, and based off of just the body language and facial expressions that I'm looking at, it looks like Quiroz does not look tired.
No,
He
they
looks
look
like,
good.
Yeah, they both look really good.
Yeah, they're good.
Both fighters throwing plenty of punches.
Yeah.
That hasn't been something that hasn't happened. If you think great defense, yes, that's been the case, but both fighters also throwing some.
Yep.
Very busy fight.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. That's what I keep saying. There's levels to this, what they're doing. And what the other guys want to get up to. They want to get to this level.
Both fighters have great corners. Both fighters have, you can hear from where we're sitting, Quiroz's corner supporting him throughout this entire fight. They're pretty loud, and he's taking their direction really well.
And like I said earlier, you hear that everything's going on. You hear the corner encouraging you. You want to help. You want to make them happy as well, and they're giving you good advice.
Both fighters now.
They try to right
Some
hands.
action there in the middle. Conejo ended up in Gio's corner right as the ring sounded, so makes a beeline to his own corner. And now we're through 6. So.
That was a tough round. That was a close round.
That's a tough round to call.
That was a close round.
But you can see if, as a judge, you can see how potentially maybe that goes to Quiroz.
I'm sorry?
Can you see how that round may have gone to Quiroz if you're a judge?
It could have, because he finished strong at the end, and he had Giovanni in his corner. But it was a close round. I could call that one an even round.
So if that is indeed an even round, it still kind of makes this fight close in terms of
3-2-1. 3-2-1, one even.
And so, Carolina, as you look at these first, now we've talked about going through 6 rounds. What stuck out to you most about either Cabrera or Quiroz?
What stuck out to me the most is Quiroz being able to make the adjustments, listening to his corner, and utilizing his strengths to adjust. And that's something that you see when, any great fighter, they're able to adjust in moments like this. Fighting a southpaw is extremely difficult, but both fighters are putting on a great show.
He hits him with the right hand. The translator otra vez and hits him again. He's listening. I'm telling you, he's listening to his corner.
Yeah. For those who might not be as familiar with Español otra vez, is again, do it again.
Un poquito.
Conejo landing there with the left. Cabrera trying to answer. That's a shot that lands below the belt. Not intentional. At least I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't see them doing anything intentional that would be bad because they've both been fighting really well tonight.
Combination there for Quiroz. Cabrera right there, staying close. There's that jab. That left uppercut there, connecting. Cabrera now coming toward Conejo.
Yeah, he's putting pressure on him now, backing him up. I think Freddie Roach might have told him, you need to keep going forward because when you back up, you're getting beat.
Yeah, there's been a slight shift in the advantage in this round, so something must have been said as far as continue to move forward because he wasn't doing this in the last round.
Yep.
Couple of left hands here for Cabrera. Then a right. Quiroz working inside.
They work well inside, both fighters.
There's Cabrera center of the ring. We go under 45 seconds here in round number 7. Scheduled 10. Main event here at the Boeing Center, Techport, San Antonio. Fighters first showcase, been a fun night. Fight card put on by Desi and Martinez Promotions. Sponsored by Quintana Roo. Cabrera. And then it's Conejo with the combination.
Nice left hook by Quiroz.
Quiroz's corner and closing him to close. Encouraging him to close.
Nice. Chance ready. It's a close fight. I had to give that round to Quiroz though. He's landing the bigger punches.
If you're Freddie Roach right now, champ, what are you telling Gio?
I would, you gotta stay a little bit busier. A busy left-handed fighter is a hard fighter to fight. You gotta be busy and put pressure on your fighter. He's putting the pressure on right now. It looks like Quiroz is, and so I would tell my fighter, you gotta change it. You gotta make him back up because a right-handed fighter cannot do well against a left-handed fighter. Backing up.
Yeah.
But it's changed a lot. I see Quiroz doing a lot better, punching well, landing his punches, throwing the body shots, doing kind of what he wants in the ring.
A look at some of the action from that previous round as the champ takes us through it. Carolina, this fight a little bit closer than maybe you thought?
Absolutely. If I had to call the fight right now, I would say it'd be like a split decision with a slight edge to Cabrera because this fight, I wasn't expecting the adjustments on Quiroz's side so quickly, but we did see the changes being made on Cabrera's side as well. I mean, as Jessie said earlier, he's moving forward a lot more, and that's giving him a bit of an advantage. And now he's coming out a lot more aggressively.
Left hand lands for Quiroz, who then throws a right. That one misses.
That's what I was going to tell you. Giovanni, every time he comes forward, Quiroz always throws just a small little left hook and catches him almost every time. You'll see a left hook coming when Giovanni goes forward. That's a left hook right there. He throws it over his right hand. There's another one.
You can see their last names on their trunks, but just in case, Quiroz in the white with the black trim. Cabrera, the gold trim with the white dominant color there. Body shots by both.
Both fighters giving body shots. Both fighters staying aggressive.
Gio now starts going to the head.
There's that hook by Quiroz. Every time Giovanni comes forward, he gets hit with the left hook. Watch. Giovanni comes forward, he'll get thrown with a left hook.
And that's a good strategy to keep him at bay and to maintain his dominance if he wants to set himself apart for a win or possibly a win. He's giving that left hook to let everybody know that he's not going to let him just come forward and get the best of him.
He's going to catch him coming in with something. Here he goes.
We anticipate Quiroz coming in.
That? You see that?
He sure did.
They're thinking in there.
Left hand there by Cabrera. Now looking to throw a little bit more. He's got Quiroz in the corner. Quiroz uppercut misses.
Body shot by Quiroz.
Got him to the body with the left. Quiroz a lot busier right now in these last couple of minutes, but not a lot of those punches landing. Cabrera left.
Oh.
Right hand. That one did connect. And then Quiroz comes back with a right of his own.
Return the favor.
Another right.
Wow.
Things picking up here in the final 30 seconds, final 45 seconds.
Oh,
Gio come by the left, and now the combination. Gio left hand at close range. Combination, backing Conejo up. Conejo looked like he got hit with that left hand. Left hand there as both were separated. Bell to end round number 8. Most punches we've seen thrown there to end round number 8 in terms of thrown and connected. They actually landed.
Yeah. Very, very nice round. Tough round for both fighters. They both got hit. I saw Giovanni point at his ear right when he sat down, and what that usually means you got a busted eardrum. At least it happened to me a few times that the pressure of getting hit in the ear, it busted your eardrum. Because he touched his ear like maybe he busted his eardrum.
Well, as we see some of the highlights there from round number 8, any one of these punches could have been the punch that injured or caused at least the pain to Gio's ear.
And if it is a busted eardrum, and let's say that is the case, what would the game plan be for him to push through that?
You just fight.
Ignore it, try to block it out as best you can.
Yeah, try to ignore it, yeah.
Easier said than done, right?
Easier said than done, yeah. See his ear, how his ear is red?
Yeah.
It sure is.
I'm not saying that's what happened, but every time he comes in, he's getting hit with the left hook.
He is.
So I'm sure that one of those hooks caught him in the ear.
I mean, at some point, it would have to bother your ear,
Well, it knocks your equilibrium off. You get out of balance for a while.
Nice clincher. Cabrera now. That jab, that right jab is a lefty.
Oh,
Conejo uppercut.
Nice uppercut, yeah.
Gio continuing to go forward. Quiroz counters there, though. Left hand for Cabrera.
Oh, left hook.
Hand, the left hook there for Conejo. Giovanni continuing to move forward. There's an overhand right for Quiroz. Overhand right there misses.
There's that left hook. When he walks in, he gets caught with the left hook.
Both fighters continuously throwing punches.
Big sweeping hook by Quiroz.
By Quiroz.
Gio trying to back Quiroz down, but Ricardo not giving an inch.
And Gio is a more well-known name. He went up against Pitbull Cruz. He's trained by Freddie Roach, but Quiroz is not some guy that just came off of the street. He's been on big cards, Golden Boy Top Rank, and he is someone who's looking to establish his own name. So you can see that with the way he's fighting Cabrera tonight, just continuously throwing punches, that left jab, that left hook that you guys keep speaking about. It's showing his experience right now in the ring.
Final 30 seconds of the second to last round of a scheduled 10. See Cabrera ducking. On display, that good defense. Combination, Quiroz answers. Conejo there to the body.
Tough round. I think Giovanni was more aggressive in this round, staying busy, kept pushing Quiroz back. I like the fight because there's an even flow there. It's going left and it's changing. You see it changing.
Is it a pretty good assumption that we're seeing Gio move forward more often at the instruction of Freddie Rose?
Yeah, here's the thing though, it's like Quiroz is doing so well the last 3 or 4 rounds, but they just turned that last round turn, and Giovanni picked up the pace because maybe Freddie said you're behind, you're not winning, or you're behind, or it's a close fight. You got to do something. So he picked it up. There's a sense of urgency.
Here we go, round number 10. Did you think it'd get here?
I had a feeling it would go to the distance, just based off of the way both fighters explain their training styles and how unique they are. I expected it to go the distance, but I honestly am really impressed with how they're both so just smooth, how they're good fighters. They're able to make adjustments. This fight is everything that I've been wanting to see all night.
Neither fighter a big knockout artist.
Yeah, that was they both have 7 knockouts, so
yeah,
I felt it would go the distance.
Yeah, so the reality that we might be here, pretty much there.
Yeah, and in the last 2 rounds, the pace kind of picked up a bit. There was a moment in the first few rounds where everything slowed down, but things, as far as speed is concerned, started to pick up. There's a lot more punches being thrown, and it's just been really entertaining.
Quiroz, that right hand, been busy. Cabrera firing back, trying to get inside. See Conejo being kept at bay there by that Cabrera jab. Inside of 2 minutes here and a final 10th round.
I think it's a close fight, and whoever finishes this round strong wins the fight.
Okay. Important to note as we watch the final minute and a half. Cabrera looking to come inside. Quiroz, that right hand. Cabrera continually moving forward. Combination. Nothing landing solid there. Quiroz countering.
Oh, nice one too.
There's that cross. Gio with the left hand lunging forward. Gio getting some encouragement from some of the fans here at Techport.
Quiroz's corner, very loud, telling Quiroz to continue to throw punches.
Both fighters picking up the pace, as Carolina just mentioned. Cabrera doing so as well, going to the body. We're now inside of 30 seconds of this final 10th round. Quiroz up against the corner, the ropes, taking some shots from Cabrera to the face. Answering back. Now both guys connecting to the face. Final 15 seconds, Cabrera unloading. Quiroz fighting back. There we go, final bell.
Fantastic way to end the fight.
And a fantastic way to end the card.
What a fight.
All right. I'm going to put both of you on the spot.
That's a tough fight. And it's a very tough fight to pick a winner. I'm going to go with Giovanni. And I'm only going to say only for one reason. Because Freddie Roach. People, all the judges are human. I'm not saying they're going to do it, but they see Freddie Roach. There's a reason why Freddie Roach is in the corner.
Interesting.
That's my take.
I hear you. I hear you. That's great to hear because those are the things that you might assume.
But if I was judging, if Freddie Roach wasn't there, I'd go Quiroz.
Really?
Yes.
You think you won the fight?
I thought he did well. Especially the last 4 or 5 rounds, he did well. Close fight though, it was entertaining. Great fight. I love this fight. It puts you in that position like, who won the fight? I don't know. And you could say either one and be right?
Right.
But if I was the judge and judging, I see him in the corner, he wins. But if he's not there, I'd say Quiroz wins.
The starstruck / benefit of the doubt factor, if you will.
Yes.
Carolina prediction time. Who won the fight?
The pendulum kept swinging the entire fight, but I'm going to give it to Gio Cabrera for the simple fact that he started off strong and he finished strong. And, in the middle, it was kind of up and down. But definitely as far as strategy is concerned, who was better overall, I would give it to Gio Cabrera.
All right, so we'll see what the judges say. Had a couple of close calls tonight. We had some fights that ended as Carolina makes her way to the ring there to interview the winner. And I would say this is the first fight in which I think, Champ, when it ends, we're really not quite sure.
Yeah, you're right.
Right? Who won?
It was a great fight.
There have been some close fights, a couple of close fights, but you had a sense of who was going to win.
Yeah.
So here we go. The announcement for the winner, Roberto Lopez in the center of the ring.
Scores at 98-92. And your winner by unanimous decision from the Windy City, Chicago, Illinois, Giovanni and Cabrera.
Okay, Jam, I got to get your reaction.
Yes.
I don't want it to get cut off here as we go to Carolina Teague for the interview. So it looks like Carolina's standing by with Gio.
Yes.
You see Quiroz right in front of us, disappointed and rightfully so. But, Bo, Carolina is in the ring with Gio. Let's take her live. I think Carolina's signaling there's microphone issues. And sure enough, we can't hear her.
Feels great to be back in the winner's circle. My last fight was versus Pitbull. It was a title eliminator. I just proved once again, no matter who you put in front of me, I'm game and I'm ready to kick some ass. We're looking for big things. I want to thank Desi Martinez for putting on this beautiful, beautiful event. All the beautiful people of San Antonio, I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be back to kick some more ass. Thank you.
What is the next step for you?
What
is the next step for you? What are your plans for the future after this fight?
Well, I'm looking at the biggest opponents in the lightweight division, whether it's another rematch with Pitbull Cruz. I want to send that ugly bastard a message saying we want the rematch. Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, anybody in the top 10 lightweights in the world I'm ready to face. So, this is just another step in that journey. I want to thank my team, Wildcard Boxing, Pepe, and Freddie Roach, one of the greatest trainers of all time in my corner. Let's go.
Now, there were moments in the fight where Quiroz had made some adjustments, and in order to establish your dominance and come out with a win, what did your trainer, Freddie Roach, what kind of advice did he give you?
He just told me to be a little bit more patient, sit down on my punches. I started landing some real clean left hands and some really nice short forward jabs. that was rocking him. And Quiroz, you know, he was just a tricky, tough Mexican fighter. You know, I take nothing away from him. He had some tricks up his sleeve, and he was very game tonight. So my hats off to him.
One last question. Now, you did mention Pitbull Cruz. You want the rematch. And you also mentioned Shakur Stevenson as well. If you had to pick, which one would you go for first?
Obviously, I want to eliminate that loss. Many people all over the scorecards and Box Azteca, Mexico, they thought I won the fight. All over across Europe, they thought I won the fight as well. So I just want to prove that that I can beat him once again.
Awesome. Thank you, and congratulations, Gio.
Thank you, San Antonio.
Thank you, Carolina. As that interview was wrapping up, Quiroz's folks in the corner walking behind us saying, Quiroz won. It should have been Quiroz. He won the fight. Want to get your thoughts on not only the decision going to jail, but a unanimous decision at that.
Well, it was a close fight, but the scorecards 97-93 or whatever it was so big of a gap. And it was really a 1 or 2 round fight. It could have been a draw, and I would have been happy with a draw for both fighters. But that was a big win for. The scorecards read differently.
Yeah, and for someone who didn't watch the fight, it's going to look like a lopsided victory.
Yeah, and we were here. We saw everything. We knew who was back. It was really a close fight. It wasn't what the scorecard said it was. Not even close. They had it winning by what? 97, 92, whatever it was. It was too big of a gap. It was a really close fight.
And that, as Carolina joins us back, that ends the card. So we're going to step aside for one final time, come back and say goodbye on a very entertaining night of boxing right here at Boeing Center. We're back after this to wrap up the Fighters First Showcase, Desi Martinez Promotions.
When you're hit by a motor vehicle, there's nobody that tells you that there's most likely going to be $1 billion insurance company protecting the driver that just hit you. It's a mistake to play in traffic, just like it's a mistake to go against an auto insurance company all alone. When you get into a car crash, don't fight the $1 billion auto insurance companies alone. If you've been injured in a car crash, call Martinez and Associates today at 210-337-1111.
Welcome to the enchanting world of Quintana Rum, the pride of the Mexican Caribbean. For generations, we've upheld the sacred tradition of crafting premium rum that captivates the senses and transports you to paradise. With Quintana Rum, patience is our virtue. Each drop is aged for 5 years, infusing it with rich spices, subtle notes of coffee, and the pure essence of Mexican sugarcane. It's time to savor the taste of paradise. Quintana Rum. Choose your spirit. A Fighters First Showcase. Also brought to you by SA Coalition Veterans of Foreign Wars,
Alpha Digital,
the Desi Martinez Law Firm, and Superior Tax Service.
Back here at the Boeing Center, Techport, San Antonio, wrapping up an exciting night here on the Fighters First Showcase. Desi Martinez Promotions, great night of fighting. It caps off with the main event, guys. A close fight. I think Gio Cabrera, easy to say. I think obvious to say, I should say, the favorite coming in.
Yes.
But boy, did Ricardo Quiroz put up a fight, and I'm assuming it surprised the both of you a little bit that it was this close.
Well, no, because we knew Quiroz is a great fighter, and Giovanni's proven himself already. I didn't think it was going to be that close of a fight. I thought it was going to be Giovanni, but it was a very close fight, and if very close, I would have been happy with a draw for both fighters.
You spoke with Giovanni just moments ago. He told you he wants Pitbull Cruz again.
Oh my gosh. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
And it's really exciting because, I love that fight to begin with. So for him to be so aggressive, and he's tunnel vision, I want to see Pitbull Cruz. I want to get my revenge. I want to redeem myself for everything I've been through. I mean, he's a great fighter. You see it right here. He's trained under Freddie Roach. And you couldn't ask for a better night and a better win for somebody like him.
7 fights in the books. The champ and Carolina Teague alongside for all of them. As we wrap up the broadcast, guys, final thoughts on a fun night of boxing here at the Boeing Center.
It was a great night of boxing, and for the first one for Desi, just a home run, knock a home run out of the park. Very nice, well done, great fans, great fights. The fights were great, every one of them, entertaining, and that's what people want.
And I know Desi's going to be happy to hear that. He worked very, very hard in putting this together. Carolina, final thoughts here on the night that was.
I love the sport of boxing, and I've been to many, many, many fights throughout my sports career. And this one, you know, I didn't know what to expect for DMP Boxing's first event, but everything was surprisingly fantastic. I loved everything from start to finish, and I'm actually looking forward to the next time DMP Boxing comes together for their second fight.
I know Des is going to like to hear that. So for the great folks at Wick Productions, for Desi Martinez Promotions, for the fantastic one and only Carolina Teague, for the San Antonio living legend, the two-time world champ, Jessie James Leja, who sets the standard for everything we see here in terms of boxing. We say thank you to both of you for being with us tonight.
Thank you.
And we say thank you at home, in your car, in this world of streaming, wherever you are. We thank you for watching. We hope you've enjoyed a night of excellent boxing here at the Boeing Center, Techport, San Antonio. We say good night. Happy Easter, everyone, tomorrow, and we will see you next time. And this has been a Desi Martinez Promotions production.